Hey, my name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching ABL Live. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me. I definitely appreciate you for that. You know, we got a lot going on tonight. The whole impeachment kerfuffle is happening right now. They're going to vote to impeach, but guess what? They're not going to be able to convict because you got to have 2/3 of the Senate to be able to do that. There's not enough Republicans to go around to make that happen. So this is all for naught. It's fun while it lasted, though, but they're not really going to go anywhere with this particular situation. I personally can't wait to see it all fall apart in the end, which it most certainly will. That seems to be the biggest topic of today, of course, but there's also the New York City Kidnapping Hoax. Juicy Smollett 2.0 with a twist, because maybe this person didn't want to get sent back to Honduras. Are they even here legally? That's the question I have for anybody that is involved with that whole situation. Are you here legally? If you're in the country legally, why would you want to go back to Honduras? How much sense does that make? Not a whole lot to me. There's also a lot of other things happening. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for joining me. I most certainly appreciate you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show. I appreciate y'all for that. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. What else we have happening here? The New York City hoax, of course, the impeachment situation that's happening as I speak. I guess they're going to hold the vote sometime tonight. I mean, that's what I was told. I was told the vote was going to happen today. But all I'm hearing so far is everybody give their best 2 minutes of powerful statements. Everybody trying to audition to be on a TV show or the president or some other higher position in the United States government or something else. You know, maybe a couple of presidential speeches were thrown in there. Who knows? You know, just unnecessary stuff. Some things are pretty good. Some of the speeches are pretty good. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot going on. But there's a whole lot happening here. Licenses, you know, illegal aliens are able to get licenses for some reason. The OK sign, there was a little fallout for that because of some guys and girls, I think guys mostly, at West Point and the Naval Academy were throwing it up. They're talking about, oh, it's a white supremacy sign. Just ridiculous stuff. You know, a whole lot of stuff going on. But thank y'all for being here. I most certainly appreciate you. There is a whole lot happening, but we're going to get to a lot of these things in just a few minutes. And like I said, I appreciate y'all for joining me tonight. This whole thing with the impeachment, are you guys really buying it? Are you guys really buying like this is an actual thing that the Democrats really want to push forward because they care about America and they want the best for our quote unquote democracy? And if I hear democracy one more time, I promise you, I'm going to scream on top of my lungs. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic, not a democracy. It's very simple. You could look at the way our Congress works and see we're not a democracy. 2/3 supermajority. You know, we're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. That's a very distinct difference. You can't just say democracy, democracy, democracy. That's what I keep hearing these people in the Democratic Party say when they're on their little high horse giving their little speeches for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. That's the main thing. But do you guys really buy what they're talking about? Oh, we got to protect the democracy. We got to make sure this does not happen again in the future. We got to make sure that anybody that wants to be in government, and especially in a very high office like the presidency, they can't just do whatever they want. They can't do what President Trump did. Now, if they really believe that, then they'd be talking about Joe Biden. Joe Biden actually did what they're accusing Donald Trump of doing. Joe Biden got on TV and confessed. He was like, yeah, I went to Kiev, Ukraine. I was a special envoy appointed by Barack Obama. And I told them, hey, either you're going to fire that prosecutor or you would not get this million, billion, however many millions, however big amount of money in aid from the U.S. And son of a B, the person was fired. That's what he said on TV. He said that. Trump said nowhere near that particular thing. They're trying to say that Trump alluded or he was trying to hint, you know, just some vague stuff. maybe he was meant this, maybe he meant that, nothing really concrete. But Joe Biden said a concrete thing on TV, admitted to it, bragged about it, laughed about it, and nobody bats an eye. If you really believe that what you're doing is for the betterment of our country and it will set a precedent going forward into the future, why have you not even mentioned Joe Biden? You should have at least said, hey, we got to just lump Joe Biden into this whole situation, and I can't wait until we have the trial. Mitch McConnell could just say, okay, we're going to dismiss the charges. And at that point, I think a trial may not happen or it may be truncated. I'm not really sure. If you guys know about that, let me know in the comments below. But it may just eliminate the trial process. If they're going to acquit him, then that could mean there's a trial. And at the end of it, the result is going to be acquittal. If there's a trial, you can call witnesses. Let's get Hillary Clinton on the stand. Let's get Bill Clinton on the stand. Let's get Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Adam Schiff, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. Let's get everybody. Let's bring in some foreigners, Christopher Steele. Let's bring in everybody that we can to get on the stage and talk about what they know that were not allowed to be on the stage during the whole quote unquote impeachment inquiry process, which was nothing more than a kangaroo court. It's a kangaroo court because it was already predetermined. You didn't even follow the actual process. The Republicans couldn't call who they really wanted to call. It's a crazy thing when you got the Democrats going on stage talking about, oh, well, look, you guys could have brought X, Y, and Z person. You didn't want to do it, but we wanted to bring many more people that they did not allow. So you want to focus on those that decided not to come or those that were instructed not to come for various reasons. But those that we wanted to actually bring, you didn't want us to bring. Those that we wanted to have from your side come, you didn't want to have. You didn't even let us schedule our particular question and answering from the Republican side. You're just trying to say, oh, Trump did this, Trump did that, orange man bad. That's pretty much the long and short. And it's really a crying shame that it has to be that way. So somebody asked me, do I think some Republicans in the Senate will turn? No, I don't think so, because for a couple of reasons. The main reason is because the votes are public. You got to go out there and say, I did it. If you could be private and vote, then maybe you will have some Republicans turn in the Senate, but it's public. Since the votes are public, they have constituents. Remember, these people are elected into office. They don't just get appointed. So their constituents are going to say, hey, I voted for Trump in 2016. I voted for you thinking you were going to be a pro-Trump advocate, but here you are going against the president. How about I not vote for you? And whoever runs against him, it would be easy to defeat him. You know, if a Democrat ran against him, it'd be easy to say this guy didn't vote for, this guy voted to get Trump out of office. You know, he's on my side. We pretty much the same kind of person. If there is a Republican that primaries them, then they could say, well, this guy's a never Trumper. And here's the evidence. He voted against keeping him in office. He voted in favor of removal from office. So people want to keep their careers, and it's not realistic. You got to have 20 people. So it's not going to actually be a removal situation. But I don't think, and one thing I got to say is that no Republicans voted for the impeachment inquiry. Keep that in mind. So if nobody on the right voted for the impeachment inquiry, not one person, then you're not going to have anybody vote for the removal process. There was not anything new revealed in the impeachment inquiry. So there will not be anything new in between now and then that would change their mind from what they said at the beginning of the impeachment process with the inquiry up until the end where you're talking about removal. So that won't really happen. But thank you for the question, man. Definitely appreciate you. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys. Like the video, share the video. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so and click that bell right beside the subscribe button. So if I go live or post a new video, you're able to get notified, hopefully in good enough amount of time so you're able to get to it. If not, you get notified at some point in the future. But you guys always know I'm here live doing the show Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern, and also Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern every week, unless it's some kind of special occasion or whatever is going on. Okay. But yeah, it's a whole lot going on. And I think that, you know, the impeachment will happen and then we'll go to the Senate process and he'll get acquitted. What I want to see is a trial. This is going to be bigger than the OJ trial, bigger than any reality TV show. I'm ready. I got my popcorn already popped. I got it in the freezer. As soon as they say trials on, I'm going to unthaw. I'm going to thaw the actual popcorn and eat that live on the show. Watch every moment of it or however much I can, because it's going to be primetime TV for sure. 1,000%. But thank you all for being here. I definitely appreciate you. All right, let me see. We got a lot of super chatters already. Thank you all for super chatting. You guys are great. I'm going to read some of these and then I'm going to continue. Hold on, let me just tighten this up right here. Shout out to my man G. Carjala, who says we're going to get these ducats for the bucket done now. Thanks, ABL. Hey, thank you for that, man. I definitely appreciate you, boss, as always. Shout out to Will Redding, who says Merry Christmas to ABL, mods, callers, and grilled cheese lovers. Merry Christmas, man. Thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Arian John's crack pipe, who says, I hope they subpoena the whistleblower. Hey, please subpoena the whistleblower. I'm dying to see who that is. I want to see who that is, and I want to see what they got to say. That's the main thing I want. I want to not only see who the person is, but also see what they got to say and where they're coming from, their temperament. I want to see some cross-examination. I want to see the whole nine from the whistleblower. That's what I want to see in the impeachment trial. If the whistleblower is not allowed to come and speak, then what are we doing? I think that he'll have to be called. I mean, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be called, because like my man, who was that? I think it might have been Giuliani or Rand Paul, one of the two. They were saying, it might have been Rand Paul actually. He was saying that it's not illegal to out the whistleblower. The only person that can't reveal the whistleblower is the inspector general. Anybody else can say it. Okay, so the media, they got a gag order on the situation. Wait till he gets on the stand and then show his face and his name. I can't wait. And just like anybody else, the deep state, people that you may not even know about that really pull some strings in DC, I want to see everybody get on stage. 1,000%. Are they voting right now? Okay, let me see if I can just switch to it, and then we can really see what's going on. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on the screen.
426 members voting, so the vote
to
actually impeach the president might be lower. That threshold.
I'm gonna turn this volume, and let me see if I can get it properly here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to get this straight, and then we can go ahead and get rocking and rolling. I'm gonna put the vote tally on the screen. Let me see if I can just make it happen. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's do it this way. And put that over there, and then maybe that'll work the way I want. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you guys see the vote. Now, we already, you can pretty much see it. You have Democrat, Republican, the Democrats first always, Republican, Independent. The Independent voting yay, that's probably Bernie Sanders. And then you have one nay on the Democratic side. 99 nay on the Republican. Nobody's voted yay, and you're not going to see that. So if you don't have any Republicans that voted yay for the impeachment inquiry or in the House for the articles of impeachment, you're not going to have anybody in the Senate that votes for the removal. Definitely not. It's dead on arrival. So thank y'all for being here at this particular point in time. We do have the live, this is live right now, voting to see what's really going on with the whole situation. Alrighty. This is Article 1 of the resolution. So I think there's 2 articles of impeachment, and I think they're voting on them separately. And they have 10 minutes to go, as you can see right here. Let me see if I can get it right here in the bottom corner. You have like less than 10 minutes to go, and they're voting on Article 1 of the resolution. So that's probably just the abuse of power, or it could be the obstruction of Congress. Abuse of power, that's right. Okay, Mike, I got you. Harrison Cohen says, I haven't been following the impeachment hearings at all. Is he going to get impeached? Yes, most likely he'll get impeached. But then what happens is the impeachment process moves to the Senate, and they must have 2/3 supermajority to remove him from office. In this particular instance, right now, as we stand, as the Senate is comprised, you got to have 20 Republicans that defect basically and vote to remove him. But as you can see right here on the screen, right under the Democratic header right here, that's Republican right underneath it. Right underneath is Republican, and nobody has voted yay for the first article in the House. So if nobody has voted in the Republican Party for the impeachment inquiry or for what's going on right here, which is just the articles of impeachment, you won't have anybody in the Republican Party that votes to remove him from office in the Senate. Simple. Yeah, he'll be impeached by the House because the House have majority. The House have majority Democrats. In the House, all you need is a simple majority to push forward the articles of impeachment to the Senate. Once you get to the Senate, you got to have supermajority. You got to have almost 70 votes in the Senate to actually get Trump out of office. And like I said, you got to have 20 Republicans to defect and vote yay once you get to the Senate to get him out of office. That's not going to happen. So that's pretty much where we are right now. Ain't no problem, Harrison. It's all good, man. That's what I'm here for. All right. So, I mean, this is pretty much anticlimactic. You have two nays. Okay, you have two nays right here. And remember, one person defected from the Democratic Party this week, and that was Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey. So if he did not defect from the Democratic Party, there would be three nays when the time is up. And it could be three nays. It could be more nays than this when the time is up because not everybody has voted. You know, and I think in the House you have 435 members in the House. So we still got quite a bit to go. Just looking at this, eyeballing it right quick, we're like at about 312? Two no's for the Democrats. Yep, I see it. It should be nonpartisan, but this is a very partisan vote. It's going to be party line for the most part. You have a handful of Democrats that are going to vote against it as far as impeachment is concerned, but you know, it doesn't really matter when you have this over here. Republicans are going to vote party line. This is the independent vote right here. That's probably Bernie Sanders or somebody. Bernie Sanders says he's an independent, but he's a Democrat basically because he most of the time votes with them and what they pretty much are into. Okay, that's pretty much, you know, it's very few true independents in the United States government. Either you're going to be on one side or the other because that's kind of how it's set up. And a lot of these issues is yay or nay. Either you're going to be yay or nay. And you got to have allies, people that can help you with certain things. So that's just kind of how that is. You can't necessarily be a fence rider in the United States government. I mean, you can, but you don't really last too long. That's just how it is. The independent is probably Bernie Sanders. But I am not exactly sure, but that's what I'm thinking because he is the independent. And he is in the Senate, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Big time dog and pony show for sure. I would have the sound on in the background, but I don't want to, you know, get clipped from showing stuff on TV because I'm like I have this on the TV, just streaming it here so you can see the tally. Matter of fact, I might switch it to C-SPAN or something like that, so I don't have no problems. Pardon me. Let me see if I can get C-SPAN. Matter of fact, I know I can actually. Let me see if C-SPAN is going to show it. I know they are. All right, let's try this here. Just to make sure that everything's on the up and up. Okay, let's see what we got. Well, I mean, they're showing the same thing. It ain't really nothing. Hold on. See if you guys can see that. Yeah, there we go. All right. It's full screen. There we go. Matter of fact, let me just zoom back out because I want you to see the non-voters as well. People that haven't voted yet. So here's a total tally. You have yay, nay, and then not voted. So these are the people that have not quite voted yet that still need to cast. And you only have 4 minutes left for this particular vote. Alrighty. And this is only for the first article, which is abuse of power. And you see right here at the top, it says 216 needed to impeach. So just doing a little bit of math, they're already at 207 yays for the Democratic side. And they still got 24 more to vote. Therefore, they'll probably get what they're looking for, which is 216. That's just kind of how that works. Let me zoom out here. Zoom back in. There we go. Now, one thing about this you got to understand is that a lot of these Democrats are vulnerable. They're in Trump districts. And, you know, it's not going to look good when it's revealed that they're Democrat. Like a prime example would be my man from West Virginia, Joe Manchin. If he used to go back to West Virginia and say that he voted for impeachment to go forward, that's not going to look well on him at all. He's a Democrat and has been in West Virginia for a long time, but he's in Trump country 1,000%. So if you voted to remove the president that they all voted for to bring jobs, especially with coal mining, that's terrible. You're going to vote against a guy that has brought some coal mining jobs back in favor of those that want to end the coal mining jobs. It doesn't make any sense at all. That's just not a thing that really, you know, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm seeing some memes from people in Congress. A brand is born, hashtag sassy with Massey. I guess him and Nancy Pelosi got into it. I'm not really sure what's going on. If anybody has any questions about the impeachment, please let me know. I'll answer any questions you have about the impeachment. But we have more topics, but I'm going to get to the phone calls a little bit later. There's also the case of the whole New York City kidnapping. This whole situation was crazy. The person, a 16-year-old by the name of Carol Sanchez, allegedly, well, the story was at first, allegedly got kidnapped, you know, right in the middle of the street. Her mom was right there, got snatched from her mom's arms, all kind of stuff. And people were talking about, oh, this is white supremacy. These people, you know, human trafficking. There was an Amber Alert that went out for her, all kind of stuff. Shortly thereafter, it might have been the same day, the next day. It wasn't too long after she got, quote unquote, kidnapped. She came back to that same spot where she was so-called abducted, kidnapped, or whatever, and walked right up to officers that were looking for her. The story goes that they were looking at a poster of her and were hoping that she was okay. And she walked right up to him, you know, shaking, trembling, looking kind of scared or whatever. But later on, she admitted that she staged the whole kidnapping because she did not want to go back to Honduras. Her mom is from Honduras and wanted to move the whole family back there. So my question would be to anybody is, are they here legally? Why would you want to go back to Honduras if you live in the United States as a naturalized citizen or you're on a valid green card or a visa or whatever? Why would you want to go back to Honduras? You made it. You didn't came to the promised land. Why you want to go back to Honduras? Are you here legally? That's the question I would ask. Maybe you getting a little bit scared. You got threatened with deportation, all kind of stuff. And then the girl was dating this. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me pause for a minute. I think we got 218. So they already surpassed 217 right here needed to impeach. Okay. And there's quite a few people that didn't vote. That's interesting on both sides. Quite a few that didn't vote. So I guess everybody's going to vote like at the 0 hour at the last minute. Yep. That's it. Trump is impeached on the first article, but that's all you need. The impeachment has gone through. Even if they say we're not going to impeach him on the second article, then it doesn't really matter because the impeachment has gone through. All you need is at least one article, and that's it. And since they voted party line yay on the abuse of power, they're also going to vote party line yay on obstruction of Congress. That's just pretty much what it's going to be. Okay? I think I might be a little bit behind here. Let me just refresh. That's the internet sometimes. It's kind of like that. It's weird. Let me see. Okay, he said, my man, Bo Like a Leopard says ABL the clock means literally nothing. They count the votes afterward too. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not mad about it. Okay, Pocahontas says CNN's happy and MS-13 NBC is too. Interesting, of course. Now, what people gotta tell these liberals that are so happy is that this does not mean that Trump is out of office. All this means is that we're going to go to the next stage in the Senate and things are going to get really, really funky. It's going to be wild. I can't wait for the trial. This is going to be like the OJ trial. 100%. So we're going to see what happens next. Keith McCoy says it's a complete dirty political scam, but we will win it all in 2020. We will have the majority and then let the subpoenas fly. Put all them demon rats in prison for treason. Hey, I'm right there with you, boss. 1,000%. Yeah, we're going to remember this. Everybody that voted for impeachment, everybody trying to get the president out of office, everybody that's trying to overturn their election, because be clear about this. This is the Democratic Party attempting to overturn the election in 2016. 60 million people are not wrong. They voted for who they wanted to vote for. They didn't just get up out the bed in the morning and make the wrong decision. They voted for who they wanted to vote for. They put time and thought and energy to go vote for Donald Trump. If they didn't want people they didn't vote for, or anybody for that matter, even if they did vote for them, to overturn their vote, let me cast my vote and let that vote be valid. Don't be trying to overturn what I have done as far as my vote is concerned. Have that be that. Okay, so now we have one yay from a Republican. I wonder who that is. Who's a Republican that voted yay? Uh-oh. Somebody's in trouble. Who voted yay in the Republican Party for the impeachment? Yep. Somebody's in trouble. But we're gonna see. I mean, these are public votes. It's not like you just vote in private. It's all gonna come out. Yeah, these are definitely public votes. But I want to see who is a Republican that voted yay. If you guys know who the Republican is, let me know in the comments below. Let me see. That's what everybody wants to know. Everybody's like, who voted yay? But somebody said there could be a mistake, but I don't know. Mitt Romney, could have been Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, hey, he might as well just go ahead and retire right now. If it's Lindsey Graham, I'm going to just fall to pieces. I don't think it's him at all. Not in the least bit. I don't think he's that dumb, but maybe he is. Just maybe he's that dumb. Is it Mitt Romney? We'll see. Monster Mash, is he still in Congress? Is he still in the government? I thought he had quit, or he was going to quit. Nah, he quit. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. He was a Republican, but now he's an independent. So he could have been the independent that voted yay. But I thought that might be Bernie Sanders, or maybe he didn't vote. I don't know what's going on. Okay, now they reversed it. They always do that. It did that last time. during the impeachment inquiry, they had one vote for yay on the Republican side, but then they fixed it, quote unquote, fixed it. It's funny how they don't have them issues with the Democrats. They always got the right vote and everything is always right. But with the Republicans, it's always some kind of, oops, we messed up. We put the wrong person there. Come on. What's going on? Okay, so Monster Mash is the independent vote for yay. I got it. It makes sense. All right. So there you have it. There you have it. And that's pretty much it, because at this point, they go to the next article. But are they going to vote for the next article right now? Or would they just say, all right, we got this one, so they probably will go to the next one, because you got to send both to the Senate. Okay, Romney's in the Senate. I got it. I was tripping because he took over Orrin Hatch's seat in the Senate. That's right. And that's right. And Bernie's also in the Senate, so it wouldn't be Bernie. And once it goes to the Senate, that's going to be interesting to see who votes yay and nay. What does all this mean? Well, Invisible Bully, what's happening right now is that the House are voting on the articles of impeachment. If they say yay, which they already have for the first article of 2, then these articles go to the Senate. The Senate hold a trial to see if Trump is guilty of the quote unquote crimes in the articles of impeachment. If by supermajority, like 68 or 7 votes, if by that number in the Senate he is found guilty, then he is removed from office. In order to reach that particular number, the magic number in the Senate, you got to have 20 Republicans that vote to convict him and remove him from office. But since you see on the screen before you, not one Republican has voted for this article of impeachment, not one has voted for it, you're going to have a very hard time going to the Senate and getting 20 of them to vote to remove him. You understand what I'm saying? So to anybody that is tuned in, what's happening right now is that the president has been impeached. However, he will not be removed from office. The impeachment just means this particular step is over and we go to the next step, which is the Senate. They hold a trial. If he is found guilty of the articles of impeachment in the trial, then it gets removed from office. This vote right now is being held in the House. The trial gets held in the Senate. That's how that goes. And the way it works is, first you have the impeachment inquiry, where they're saying, okay, is it enough there to actually impeach the president or draw out some articles of impeachment? If they say yay, then they draw up articles of impeachment, and then the articles of impeachment are voting on in the House. If the articles are approved, then it goes to the next step, which is impeachment. If the House votes to impeach, then it goes to the Senate. If the Senate votes to convict, then Trump is removed from office. And then at that point, you have Mike Pence takes over. If Trump were to be convicted, which is not going to happen, because like I said, you're going to have 20 Republicans that vote to remove him in the Senate, and you don't have any that are voting right now in the House for the articles of impeachment. But if he were to be removed from the presidency, he could run yet again. I think the only way he couldn't run again after being removed is if the Senate says you are precluded from running for office again. I've not seen that ever happen before, because we're in uncharted territory at that particular point in time as far as a president being removed. It's never been done before. But the Senate could possibly say you can be removed and be precluded from running for office again. That could happen, or it might not happen. If that does not happen, he's able to run again and he could win, which would be hilarious. Now, one thing you may see on this little chart here. Okay, hold on.
Nays are 197. Present is 1. Article 1 is adopted. The question is on adoption of Article 2. The question is on the adoption of Article 2. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. For what purpose does the gentleman from New York seek recognition? For what purpose does the gentleman...
Madam Speaker.
They go Nadler.
For what purpose does the gentleman from New York seek recognition?
I ask for a roll call vote.
A recorded vote is requested. Those favoring a recorded vote will still rise.
He said roll call vote, didn't he? Not recorded.
Will be in order.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't know the difference.
A sufficient number have arisen. A recorded vote is orders. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
She always sounds drunk. That's pretty much how Nancy Pelosi is at this particular point in time. Okay, so now they're going to vote on the second article, which is obstruction of Congress. Now, to get back to what I was saying, you see this little chart here. The yay means I vote in favor of this, which is the second article of impeachment, obstruction of Congress. The nay means, obviously, I vote against it, and you already got 3 Democrats that voted against it. Very interesting. Present, I'm not sure what that means. You just vote, yeah, I'm here, but I'm not voting either way. And not vote means, the NV means you just haven't voted yet. You've not voted on a particular article of impeachment at that particular point in time. What really matters here is a yay or the nay. That's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, what's the point in having a really long and drawn out vote? 5 minutes is enough time. Everybody knows, like, before this even happened, everybody knew how they were going to vote. So there's no real purpose in having this long drawn out thing. You could just have everybody vote before this whole situation and bypass all these long drawn out debates and speeches and soliloquies and this, that, and the third. Just go ahead and vote how you're going to vote from the beginning. How about that? Yes, Trump is impeached. Yes, Trump is impeached, but that does not mean he's gone. All that it means is that this particular stage is over with, and we go to the next stage, which is the Senate. What's happening right now is the House are voting on articles of impeachment. Since they say yay on the articles, that means he is impeached. What impeachment means is that you go to the next step, which is the Senate, and there's a trial held to see if he is guilty of what the House recommends in the articles of impeachment. In this particular case, you have obstruction of Congress and abuse of power. In order to have the Senate vote yay on that, you got to have supermajority. In this particular case, that means you got to have 20 Republicans that vote in favor of convicting him on the articles and then removing them from office. That's how that works. So yes, he is impeached. No, he's not gone from office. Long story short. And he will not be gone from office because we have the majority in the Senate, Republicans that is, and you got to have 20 of them that vote to get him out. And as you can see right on the screen before you in real time, not one Republican in the House has voted yay on any of the articles. Not one. But you got to have 20 in the Senate that vote yay to remove him. So it's not going to happen. This is only a political witch hunt, and it's just to attack opponents. Like, the Democrats have the majority in the House. That's the only reason why this is happening. If the Democrats did not have majority in the House, we wouldn't even be right here today. They know they don't have anybody on the left to run for office in 2020. So they got to make Trump look bad. And they know they don't have a chance of removing him from office. So this is all they can do. All they can do is just try to throw dirt on his name, confuse regular everyday Americans, because the candidates that got running for office right now aren't good. They're not doing a good job. They're going all the way far to the left. They're losing approval from the American people. Their ratings are going down. They're voter bases are going down and going over to the right or independent. And they know that. So this is all they have. The only tool in their toolbox is the impeachment, which will go nowhere. Simple as that. All right. And as you can see, if you're just not coming in, hey, thank you for coming. Please like the video. As you can see up here, they're voting on the second article, the final article, obstruction of Congress. You got to have 216 to impeach. They already voted on the first article, which was abuse of power. They voted yay to impeach him on that. And as you can see, this one is going towards impeach as well. You got 20 not voted on the Democratic side with 209 yays. So if everybody votes yay, that right there would be 229, but you only need 216. So this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. He will be impeached on both articles of impeachment. Now we got to go to the Senate, see if he's going to be guilty or innocent. He's going to be innocent because you got a Republican-controlled Senate, and that's pretty much the end. Amber Glow says, ABL, you're breaking the left's hearts. They think President Trump has to pack tomorrow, not until January 2025. That's right. Exactly. Trump is not getting kicked out of office. This is just another step in the impeachment process. We're not done yet. We are not finished yet. There's still more to come. And when the impeachment goes to the Senate and the trial happens, oh my goodness, they can call anybody that they want. They can call Hillary Clinton. They can call Bill Clinton. They can call Jerry Nadler and Adam Schiff, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. I mean, the list goes on. Comey, everybody. I want to see Hunter Biden, Joe Biden. I want to see everybody come to the table and tell what they know. Yep. Oh, also, if you're just now coming in, even if Trump were to be removed from office once the impeachment thing goes to the Senate, which he will not be, he could still run again because there's nothing in the Constitution that precludes a person that has been impeached and removed from running again. The Senate could put a provision in there that says you were not allowed to run for office again. They could put that in there, but that most likely, I mean, we're in uncharted territory here. This is something that's new. There have been 2 presidents that have been impeached before, but nobody's ever been removed. You know, Bill Clinton got impeached, didn't get removed. I forget who else. Nixon did not get impeached. Nixon, the process started on Nixon, but he resigned before there was an actual impeachment. That's a very clear thing you need to understand. So, who was it? Andrew Johnson? I forget who that was. Yeah, Andrew Johnson, that's who it was. He got impeached, but also did not get removed. And that was way back in February 24th, 1868. So this is not a common thing that happens. But nobody has ever been removed from office as a president. Nobody's been removed from office. This is a thing that is really uncharted territory. Alrighty. So it is what it is. Jalen Alexander says, Blexit, as a black male, I will never vote for a Democrat again. Hey, I don't blame you, man. I'm right there with you. I mean, with this stuff like this, man, this is shameful. This is really shameful. This whole impeachment stunt, stuff like this, you're not going to be able to gain voters if you're the Democratic Party at all. So I don't blame you. I'm right there with you, boss. Who's this guy waving at the camera? Like, what are you doing? Or probably waving at somebody. I don't know what's happening there. Alrighty. But thank y'all for joining. I definitely appreciate you. Please like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And if you're just now coming in, yes, Trump has been impeached. No, he will not be removed from office. You still have one more step to go. The impeachment will now go to the Senate, and he'll get tried in the Senate to see if he's guilty of obstruction of Congress and abuse of power, which are the articles of impeachment. If he is found guilty by a supermajority, which in this case means you got to have 20 Republicans that vote to remove him. If he's found guilty in that particular instance, then he gets removed from office. As of right now, he's still your president. He's still my president. And that is pretty much the end of that. Yep. Exactly. A Canadian named Brandon. It will not happen. And they know that. So this whole thing is a charade. And they know that as well. Now, I want to see what happens in the Senate. If you have any Democratic senators that are going to vote against impeachment, that's going to be really interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm sure there are plenty of Democratic senators who are going to vote against it. And I'm pretty sure this would be a pretty much party line vote. Oh, one thing I got to say here, one thing I got to ask are, who are the Democrats that voted against impeachment? Jeff Van Drew actually defected, so he's not a Democrat anymore. I want to see who are the Democrats that voted against impeachment. Is Tulsi Gabbard one of them? Tulsi Gabbard voted for the impeachment inquiry. She voted yay on the impeachment inquiry. So did she vote against the impeachment process going forward to the Senate? Who knows? If she did, then that pretty much tells you what kind of how different she is. Okay. But all these votes are public. That's one thing you got to know. So we'll know who voted for everybody. You know, we'll know all of that stuff. And let's see here. Mitt Romney's going to vote, yeah. Yeah, probably Mitt Romney will in the Senate, but we'll see. All righty, what else we got? Hold on, let me see if I can get something else going. You guys give me 1 second. I'm going to try to see if I can. All right, so that's pretty much over with right there. All you needed was 216. They got 221. So both of the articles have been approved. I'm going to keep this up for a minute to see if any Republicans decide to vote yay for some reason. Then I'll be able to catch it. But as of right now, the president has been impeached on both articles. You have obstruction of justice, obstruction of Congress and abuse of power. That's a key difference. Obstruction of justice could actually be a crime, but obstruction of Congress is kind of a made up thing that is not even on the books as a crime. There are no crimes in the articles of impeachment. So when you're talking about the Senate being able to convict him, how are you going to convict a man that has not been charged with a crime? It doesn't make any sense, but I digress. Let me just go ahead and switch. I'm going to keep it right there for a minute, and then we can see what the final vote is going to be if they show it.
Of the Washington Post, or ABC is so bad, CBS so bad, NBC. I made a lot of money for NBC with The Apprentice, right? A lot of money, a lot. Plus we had the #1 show a lot, and they had nothing in the top 10 except a thing called The Apprentice.
Well, I might get clipped for that actually. So I probably can't play this too much. So the Trump rally is happening right now, which is great. You in Michigan, you in a battleground state, talking to your people. I mean, I told people as soon as he was to get impeached, he'd go right out there to the campaign trail and just talk to the people. I knew that would happen right away, immediately. Okay, so the votes haven't changed at all. I'm going to just go ahead and get away from that. That's what it is. That's where we're at right now. The president has been impeached, but we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. We're going to win yet again in 2020. This is a rallying cry. And that's all that there is to it. Drives more to Trump. Exactly. 100%. People understand that this whole thing is fake, is phony. That this is a fraudulent situation. Everybody knows what's going on. They know that the Democrats don't have anybody on their side. They can't win an election fair and square. They got to resort to dirty tactics. And the dirty tactics here are trying to get the man impeached, knowing that they can't actually win because regular everyday people are kind of confused. People are asking me left and right, hey, what does this mean? What's going on? Is it going to be removed from office? They count on that. They want to prey upon regular everyday people. Okay. Now, what kind of political party does that? What kind of politician does that to prey upon people's ignorance or just, lack of knowledge? They don't understand certain things. So you want to prey upon that. You want to make it seem like the president has been removed from office to take advantage of these voters, to think that, well, maybe I shouldn't go out there and vote. Maybe I can't vote for him. That right there, in my humble opinion, is a form of voter obstruction. But yet you got people on the right being accused of voter obstruction, trying to stifle the black vote, trying to stifle the Hispanic vote, all this, that, and the third. You want to give illegal aliens a driver's license, which may be used in the future to vote, possibly. So you want to empower those that are committing crime by being here illegally to possibly go out there and vote But at the same time, you want to pull the wool over Americans' eyes to get them to vote for whoever you want them to vote for. So it's not about trying to give them an ID so they can eventually go out there and vote for whoever they want. You want them to have the ID so they go out there and vote for who you want them to vote for. And if you don't have that particular thing happen, then you wouldn't be championing them to get an ID. Same thing with felons. You want them to go vote for the Democratic Party. You're trying to confuse people and trick them into voting for the Democratic Party or to sit on their hands. But I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to put the truth out there. The president has been impeached, but he will not be removed from office. We're only at the next step in this phase, which is a multi-step process. We're not over yet. We're going to go to the Senate, and he will not be removed from office in the Senate. You got to have 20 Republicans that vote to get him out of office in the Senate. That ain't going to happen. So the voter obstruction, all these games you playing in the Democratic Party are not going to work. Simple as that. Plain and simple. And we're going to remember this. You know, the American people, we're not a dumb people. We understand what's going on. We don't like being played or abused or tricked or anything like that. So people that voted for this, we're going to remember this. If you're in the Trump district, sayonara to your career. It's a wrap. You might even be in a non-Trump district just among some common sense people that happen to vote Democrat majority. And you know, how are you going to attract anybody in the middle that may kind of be on one side or the other? This right here will push them to the right. If I'm kind of like independent, I don't know who I want to vote for, the left, right, whatever, and then I see you doing dirty stuff like this, while the president and the Republican Party aren't doing dirty stuff like this, I'm going to look at that and make a decision, and I'll probably go to the right where there aren't dirty things going on like there is over on the left. It's very simple, but it is what it is. Alrighty. But hey, the action we got to take, shout out to you, Bones, who says, I'm sorry, words are over, time for action. The action to take is to vote. It's simple, to vote. Democrat, Republican, whoever you are, just vote the right way. And once this blows up in their face, once they realize they can't get him out of office, once they realize they can't beat him in the general election, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to be totally powerless. And don't just vote for the president, vote in your local election. Vote for, you know, dog catcher, House rep, senator, everybody. Straight Republican, the best, no Democrats. If they went for this, you just can't do them. You can't do them at all. All right. I got super chats I got to read out right quick. I'm going to get to that, and then I'm going to get to the calls in a little bit. Shout out to Faith, who says, do you think Trump will sue to have the impeachment overturned for being constitutional? That's a good question. I'll read it one more time. She says, do I think Trump will sue to have the impeachment overturned for being unconstitutional? That's a possibility. I don't know how that would work, but that is something that could happen. I don't think he'll need to do that, but he could. Thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Bones also says, the news for all Democrats. Wow. All red farmer need to not send their produce to these Democratic cities. Hey, that could happen. Thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to DJ Metaros, who says Tulsi Gabbard voted present. Of course. Thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Lydia last name, who says drives more people to Trump. Exactly. You're going to drive more regular everyday people to Trump than you are the other way around. These crazy nut jobs on Twitter who are egging this whole thing on are going to be celebrating right now. But regular everyday people going to work every day that are not involved with the political madness are going to see this and be disgusted. But thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Not man, but young lady, thank you for your donation. Shout out to Chris Grooven, who says Sham will kill the left's 20 lifer votes. Miss you. Thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brett Sessoms, who says Trump is my president. He was elected fair and square. Boris Johnson was elected fairly as well. He is UK's prime minister. And that's right. They could say, not my prime minister, all they want to, but it doesn't really matter. He's still the prime minister as Trump is president of the US of A. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Wilfred P., who says unadulterated respect, ABL from Toronto. I think that he will be the first president to be impeached and reelected in U.S. history. Hey, there you go. That's going to be a great thing, man. Thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Cantera Bella, who says, topic if you have time, California's new law regarding independent contractors. I'll look into that. I thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Daniel Nordine, who says, make America great again. Make Black America strong again. Support ABL. Hey, there you go. 1,000%. Thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brett Sessoms, who says, Trump is my president. I'm a citizen of the USA. If someone is a citizen of the UK, Boris Johnson is their prime minister. They were both elected fair and square. Exactly. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Bucolic Buffalo, who says, ABL, bit respect for you. You are a true American patriot, sir. Merry Christmas. And thank you for your donation, man. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Shout out to everybody that has donated. I think I got everybody so far. And we got to get to the calls in a moment because there's a whole lot going on. I got a few more here. Shout out to Gene, who says, it's treason to me. They betrayed their oath to the people in this country for party self-interest. That's what it seems like. That's definitely what it seems like. I mean, they're not worried about the people. They're not worried about the sanctity of the nation or the security or anything like that. They're just trying to stay in power for selfish reasons. That's not going to help the American people. That's going to help their particular pockets and their careers. And thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Stacey Felice, who says, this vote proves that the president won over every single Republican in the House, including the never-Trumpers. The Senate will do the same, even Romney. Good work, ABL, heart emoji. Thank you for that. I definitely appreciate you. I believe you're correct about that. He won everybody over. Everybody understands what is, at stake here. They know it's a sham. It's not even the real thing. Even some Democrats understand that it's a sham, and this is not something that should really be happening. And I'm pretty sure even some Democrats that voted party line didn't really want to do it, but, they're too cowardly to vote otherwise. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. And we got a whole lot. It's a whole lot going on. We got a whole lot to get into through the phone calls. What do you guys think? Do you think that this is going to be a serious problem coming up in 2020, or will it be a thing that helps the president go forward? I think it'll be a thing that helps the president go forward, actually. I don't think it's really going to be a problem. It could be a problem among some that don't understand this process. I think the key would be to get the process over with pretty quickly, because some people are going to think going into the actual, election time that the president is not able to be voted for. But I don't know. We'll see how this whole thing works out. All right. I'm going to get to the calls. I know you guys want to call in. The number to 4 is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. I'm going to get to the calls in a moment. Let me go ahead and just turn my Skype on, see if it works out well. Juan Jose says, Latino for Trump, common sense Trump 2020 for a better America, for a better future for my kids. Hey, man, I'm right there with you, man. I think a lot of us want the same thing. We all have communities we belong to. We got little subcultures and whatnot, but we all want the same thing. We're all Americans. We want the best for our nation as Americans. The Democrats, I can't really tell what they want. Do they want the best for America, or what's best for them in their particular political party? That's pretty much what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing the other way around. It is what it is. Alrighty, let me go ahead and get this Skype going. It wants to act up, of course, as always. The vote in the House was had, and Trump did get impeached, yes. And now it goes to the Senate, of course. But the vote in the House was had. They voted yay on both articles of impeachment. And I think what happened is, that 3 people in the House Democratic side voted against the impeachment on both articles. I think that's what happened. All right, let me go ahead and get my settings together. We can go ahead and get into the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Give me 1 second. I get to the calls, and we can go ahead and get rocking and rolling. All righty, let's go ahead and get to my first call. All right, caller, you're on line 347. Who am I speaking to?
Joshua.
All right, Joshua, what's going on?
Nothing much as of lately, but I officially got another Trump hat, which is a MAGA 2020 hat, and I got a Boris Johnson 2XL shirt.
All right, very good. That's what's up, man.
So President Trump got officially impeached. What now?
Yes.
It's simple. Continue to buy stuff, donate to him, and support him. All simple, and vote for him in 2020, because the Democrats are now the party of partisanship. They don't care about the people. They don't care about the districts. They just care about impeaching the president because of 2016 they lost in it. Get over it, but they won't. They never will, and they will when we win again in 2020, and it's very unfortunate. Former Democrat, now Republican Jeff Van Drew switched party lines because the Democrat Party has become so toxic, to the point that is not even the same party as of 2 years ago, 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, and it's sad.
That's right.
And it's just very unfortunate. Put it simply, it's very unfortunate. And as they say, it's a sad day in our nation.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think now the masks are off. We know who the Democratic Party are. They are who we thought they were, and it's been confirmed. There's no denying it now. We know that this is a whole big sham trying to get Trump out of office. We know it's a witch hunt. Ain't nothing there. There's no crimes in the articles of impeachment. And this is just going to just bury them. They've pretty much signed their own death warrant. Just put them in the casket, throw the dirt on top. It's a wrap.
And that's why I want Trump to win Michigan in 2020, because, as you all know, in 1984, Reagan didn't win it, even when in the election landslide. Democrats have lots of history in Minnesota. It's been a blue state since my mother was 2 years old. Seriously, that long ago. Last time was Minnesota, where it was in 1972. 1972, almost 50 years ago. If you flipped out red, that would make me happy as much as Florida went to Trump in 2016. It will make me ecstatic because it will show that the Democrats that we are putting the middle finger to them, that we are putting the middle finger to the establishment, Democrats and the elites in the DC, that Minnesota is no longer a blue state, baby. It's going to be a swing state.
Amen.
Yeah,
definitely.
And one more thing before I go. Do you believe that New York will get closer in 2020? Not now will flip or anything, but do you think that New York will get between 44% in 2020? That's my thinking.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to predict because these
upstate New York.
Well, upstate it's like a whole different country really than New York City, so I don't really know. That's going to be kind of hard to tell.
Right. Especially around the suburbs, Nassau and the other county. If the other one besides Nassau flips, then I could see Trump winning 44% of the vote in New York. That would be something.
Yeah,
and California as well.
That's right, man.
That would probably be a referendum of the Gavin Newsom and his corrupt, you know what. But anyway, talk to you later. Peace out.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you too. Peace.
All right. Shout out to my man Joshua for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Okay. Now, some of you guys are kind of confused about the impeachment process. I'll just break it down very quick, and hopefully I'll be able to explain it in a good way. Right now, what just happened is the president did get impeached, but this is only one part of the impeachment process. Now, first they had the impeachment inquiry. Enough Democrats and people goaded them to think maybe there's something here with the Ukraine phone call. his conduct is reprehensible. So we're going to look into see what he did with the Ukraine phone call, if there's any kind of crime here to get him impeached. And then what they found were two things: obstruction of Congress and abuse of power. Now, in order to impeach somebody, you got to have bribery, treason, and or high crimes and misdemeanors. So somehow they were able to say that the abuse of power and obstruction of Congress were a high crime or misdemeanor. Not really sure how, because those things in regular everyday life aren't crimes, but I digress. The point is that from the Ukraine phone call with the President Zelensky, they found those two things to get him on. So through the impeachment inquiry, they got two articles of impeachment: obstruction of Congress and abuse of power. They voted on that in the House. They voted to move it forward. Then you got to vote on the actual articles of impeachment to send it to the Senate. This process is called impeachment. That just happened today. They voted on the two articles of impeachment and they sent it to the Senate. Now the Senate will have a trial to see if he is guilty of what the House is accusing him of: obstruction of Congress and abuse of power. Now, in the House, all you needed was a simple majority to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate. So 51% to 50%, that's enough to get it sent to the Senate. In the House, the Democrats control it, so it was a foregone conclusion that that would be approved and it would go to the Senate. Once it gets to the Senate, you got to have a supermajority. That's like 68 votes you need in the Senate. The Republicans currently control the Senate. Nobody on the Republican side voted for the impeachment inquiry in the House or the articles of impeachment to impeach the president. Not one Republican voted for that. In the Senate, you got to have 20 Republicans to vote for the articles to convict him and get him out of office. The Senate is a final step. You got to have 20 Republicans that vote to get him out of office. That's not going to happen. So this whole thing is just a dog and pony show to confuse you, the average everyday American, to make you think that he's out of office, he's going to be gone, and you can't vote for him anymore. That's not true. And I got to add one last thing before I get to the next call. Even if by some miracle you have 20 Republicans that vote to get him out of office, which won't happen, but if that were to happen, he could still run again and win. To become the president, you only got to have 3 qualifications: 35 years old, be a natural born U.S. citizen, and have lived in the U.S. for the past 14 years, or for 14 years total. That is it. You could be a felon, you could be a crackhead, you could be whatever you want, as long as you fit those 3 things. Now, the Senate could technically say, okay, if we remove you from office, we're going to put in a clause that says you cannot run for office again. But we're in uncharted territory at that particular point in time, because presidents have been impeached but never removed from office. So that may or may not happen. He could get removed from office once it goes to the Senate and get convicted and then run again. But as we go to the Senate, the chances of him being removed from office are 0, because not one Republican voted for the impeachment inquiry or for the articles of impeachment. And the votes are public, so everybody knows who you voted for. If you're a Republican that votes to get him out of office in the Senate, your constituents know that. People that voted for you, they know that. So you are pretty much toast as a politician. You will not be voted for ever again if you betray your constituents that way. Your job as a politician is to serve the needs of your constituents. If they want Trump and you don't, you're done. But hopefully that kind of clarified it a little bit. For the TLDR people, you got a few steps: impeachment inquiry, the articles of impeachment, Senate. The inquiry and the articles are the House. The trial, that's the Senate. That's the final step. In order to get him removed from office, he has to be convicted in the trial by the Senate with a supermajority. Republicans got to pretty much defect en masse, 20 of them, to get him out. So hopefully that kind of explained everything. But let me get to my next call. All right, Jordan, what's happening?
Hey, ABL, what's up?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Oh, yeah. Well, our president's been impeached.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can imagine actually people wake up the next morning and ask them, and they still see Trump doing stuff, and they're wondering, why the heck is this guy still in office? I would imagine at least one person would do that.
You said what now?
I could imagine that at least one person is going to go to sleep tonight, wake up, and wonder why Trump is still in the office.
Oh,
right now.
it ain't just one person. I'm seeing right now on my Facebook page, people are saying pack up and leave, go right now. they don't. People just don't know. They don't understand. Look, we're just in a process right now. You can't just get them out of office like that. That's not how these things work. They don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, but one of the things that does disturb me about this is the increasing dependence on party lines in order to get your votes. Like I remember, I think a while, like in the 80s, Anthony Scalia got a unanimous vote from the Supreme Court, but from both Republicans and Democrats to be in the Supreme Court because he was a constitutionalist. He interpreted the Constitution to probably like its most precise form as they could, and people liked that about him. But now everything's like alongside party lines. It's like if you don't have a majority in so-and-so, and whether it's the Supreme Court or the House or the Senate, you don't get your way. There's no impartiality anymore, which is probably why you're seeing this impeachment happen now. Because if you had some impartiality, this probably wouldn't be happening. I mean, look at like the amount of Republicans, like every Republican voted against impeachment, and then all except for like 3. I'm interested in knowing who those 3 Democrats are, because it seems like there is some doubt within the Democratic Party to be doing this, you know?
Well, yeah, of course there's doubt. But I mean, like one of the main things is that some of these Democrats are vulnerable. They're in Trump districts, so if they vote to impeach him, that's going to be a public vote, and their constituents are going to be like, hey, man, you can't be doing that. We voted for Trump. So if you voted for something else, you got to go. Your career is over with. And what you going to do now? You got kids going to college, and you're finished.
Yeah, it's just still disturbing, though, that you either have to make a staunch Republican stance or a staunch Democrat stance in these. That's why we don't have people removed from office, because there's always one side voting for impeachment and then the other side saying not, and nothing happens. It kind of makes impeachment pointless if Trump or any other president gets removed from office and doesn't get removed from office.
Right.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a waste of taxpayer money in a way if nothing happens from all this.
Oh, it's a big waste. But this right here is just it's taxpayer funded voter suppression, because people, I'm on my Facebook page right now. People all up and down saying they're texting people, relatives, friends, family, talking about Trump's out of office. People that I know personally are celebrating, talking about he's going to be gone today. It's like, but the Democratic Party, they know that. And they prey upon that, which is why they want to keep many of us uneducated and not for school choice. They don't want to, they for Common Core and things like that, to keep us undereducated so we don't know what's going on with the country.
I think that's exactly the point. But I will say this, Trump's polling is high. Like there are actually more of the public are against the whole impeachment thing than for it. And compared to the Democratic candidates like Biden and Warren, he's actually polling higher in many states than all of them. It kind of shows you how much of an effect this impeachment is having.
That's right.
That's right. Also, in some other news, and I'll just say this before I go, do you know about AB 5?
No, I don't.
In California?
I don't.
Okay, so basically AB 5 was like a mandate or something like that set 2 months ago or 3 months ago, trying to to find independent contractors and employees, because employees have more advantages than independent contractors. So employees get minimum wages, they get sick leave, they get benefits from the company they work for compared to independent contractors. So there was a report, a news article a day ago that Vox had to let go of 500 employees, 500 independent contract freelance journalists because of AB5. So now they're out of work next year.
So basically, the law that came out made Vox have to fire people rather than giving them benefits.
Exactly, because it would classify some of them as employees rather than independent contractors or freelance journalists. So if you're a freelance journalist up in California, sorry, too bad, so sad.
That's what happens. People don't understand. Just like raising the minimum wage. Just like, okay, what do you want? Do you want a high minimum wage or a job? Because that's how you're going to really be able to pick. Why have a high minimum wage if you have no job to be able to get the money? It doesn't make any sense. Same thing with these benefits. It's like, look, I'd rather be an independent contractor making my money. Like I've always been an independent person. I've done contracting before. I'm not worried about healthcare, all that kind of stuff. All I'm worried about is getting my money from my clients. I pay for my own healthcare. I don't need it from my employer. I make enough money doing independent contracting from various people to get my own healthcare my own way. So all they did was just take money from me and make their workforce less efficient due to this law that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And people need to start putting two and two together. Like if you vote for like something like free healthcare and then you notice your taxes go up and the state of living in your state falters, why are you complaining? You should have known what you signed up for. It's just kind of ridiculous, in my opinion.
Right.
But you know, do you know when the Senate hearing is supposed to be?
I don't know the exact date, but we're going to see that pretty soon, I suppose. It could be before Christmas. It could be after the holiday. I don't know.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to be hanging out in chat. I didn't want to take long, so talk to you later. Have a good stream, ABL.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you to my man Jordan for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Okay, so somebody asked in the chat, what's next? The next step is the Senate. The House impeached the president on 2 articles of impeachment, obstruction of Congress, and abuse of power. The next step is the Senate, where they have a trial on those articles that the House passed. If the Senate votes in a supermajority, which you need to have 20 Republicans join the Democrats who have to all vote party line, if they all vote yay, then Trump gets removed from office. But that'll never happen because you did not have one Republican that voted for the impeachment inquiry or for the articles of impeachment. If nobody on the Republican side voted for the articles in the House, why would you have 20 out of 50 in the Senate that are going to vote? You know, it don't make no sense. So we'll see. Now, okay, the Senate could do 2 things. They could do more, but this is the reality of what's going to happen. They could either toss the case, dismiss the charges, or they could acquit. If they toss the case, I think there will be no trial. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments below. If they acquit, then they can have a trial and bring in whoever they want. They can bring in Hunter and Joe and who else? Adam Schiff and Nadler and Pelosi and Comey and Strzok and Lisa Page and everybody else they want to bring in. So if they bring them in, then things will get a little radical. Bring in Barack Obama too, because he was involved with the FISA situation. He was the guy that was there and as the top dog when the FBI was acting crazy. Bring in Hillary Clinton too. Ask about Jeffrey Epstein. Ask all of that. 100%. But let me get to the next call. 401, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is David calling from Providence, Rhode Island, small state of the Union. We don't get a lot of people from there, so I decided to write. Been following you, and I've been liking your work, and I would like to talk about the impeachment trial. So,
go for it, man.
Yeah. So I'm particularly concerned about the constitutionality of it. I think it's really, really weird. Like these charges, obstruction of Congress. It's like this is like absurd. Like because like if you know about like the checks and balance within the framework of the Constitution, they intentionally designed like the executive and the legislative and the judicial to be able to like check each other's powers and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking like, does this article now say that? Let's say Congress passes a law like through the House and the Senate. If the president vetoes a bill that passes through both houses, is that like obstruction of Congress? Like I know it's not, but like is it? Because it's so vague now because it doesn't have any constitutional bounds or anything. Like things like that. So it's like pretty stupid, in my opinion. But another thing I would say is that like the point of like what are Democrats even hoping for doing this? It's like I don't really understand. Like if it's not going to go through the Senate, if it's not going to go past through the Senate, then like why do this?
Well, I mean, they don't have anything else. They're desperate at this particular point. It's like a drowning man. He'll do anything in his power to keep from drowning. He'll kick and scream and holler, things that aren't going to help him actually get to the top and swim or float. But he's desperate because he's drowning. It's the same thing with the Democratic Party. They know that they don't have anybody on their side in the hopeful pool to become the president in 2020. I mean, the leading guy right now is Joe Biden, and he doesn't know where he is half the time. He don't know if he's in Montana, Rhode Island, Utah, Minnesota, Florida, California. He doesn't know what's going on. He don't know his left from his right, up from down. He's not a good candidate, but he's a top guy right now on their side. They know they can't win with him. And they know that Trump is surging strong. The country's doing very well. The energy at the rallies is off the charts. Even some Democrats have been caught on camera, like Katie Tur, talking about, wow, this is an excellent rally, biggest I've ever seen. They know that Trump is doing very well. They have nothing else to do but to go down the impeachment rabbit hole. One thing Nancy Pelosi tried to do was to prevent it, maybe. But people on Twitter may have goaded her, your AOCs of the world, going on TV talking about it. So she kind of was already, more anti-Trump than you should be as a political opponent. Then you add in the far lefties. It was just a bad combination that is going to just bury all of them.
Yeah. What's the really funny part, though, is it doesn't really even matter if Trump gets convicted or acquitted, or let's say hypothetically 20 Republicans do defect. What's the funniest thing is, who's going to replace him?
Mike Pence.
Exactly.
And Mike Pence, if they hated Trump, they're gonna really hate Mike Pence, because Trump is more of a New York City Democrat. He's more of a moderate in reality. He's just brash and bold with the way he talks. But Mike Pence, nah, hey man, you gay, come to this camp and get readjusted. How about that? So
and Mike Pence, the thing is about Mike Pence is he has all the upsides. He's not divisive with Trump. He's not divisive. He's just a typical Republican, which the left doesn't like, but he's nowhere near as divisive. He's normal, he's chill, he's cool. People don't have the same criticisms as him. And he can still do all the things that he likes, like go to the wall, lower taxes, and all that stuff. So you end up getting the positive sides of Trump, his policies, and the part that the never Trumpers and people on the left doesn't like is the fact that he's brash and he talks a lot, or he can be divisive. And you get like the positive of both sides. You get the policy, and you get a president who doesn't have like a 50% disapproval rating or something among like moderate leftists or moderate liberals.
That's right. That's right. So I mean, these people, like, they're not thinking very clearly. Most people that support this don't understand what's going on. They're not thinking clearly at all.
Yeah, so that's what I just wanted to say. And also one quick question about, like, I know some people Skype in. I was wanting to do that, but I'm pretty sure I don't know how to do that or something. Or like, is there like a way? Nah, I know I already have my turn, but like next time in the future.
Oh yeah. There's an email. There's an email in the description box. It should say Skype email or something like that. Just add me through that, and I'll be able to get you in on Skype next time.
All right. You take care.
All right. Same to you.
I'm gonna hang out. All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. And shout out to all you guys calling. I definitely appreciate you as well. 239 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony Brian Logan. It's me, Bones.
All right, Bones, what's going on?
Hey, oh my God, I'm so surprised. There's just a lag on your stream. So, sorry about all those super chats I sent about the news and stuff like that. It's just I was a little frustrated. I understand that the Senate's never going to vote for removal. It's just so frustrating at times that just these few people are just blind. Actually, let me start this over. It's two different realities that's going on right now. You have one side stating one thing and the other side saying another thing, and there is no middle ground for them even to reach any sort of agreement. It's just like one side saying, hey, it's blue, and the other side is saying, hey, no, it's freaking gray. There's no middle ground, and it's very frustrating. But I do agree that if the Senate, which I doubt, does remove President Trump, that I believe civil war will come about, and the first thing would be done will be attrition of all the cities. We will starve out all the cities, and they'll get everything from the ports and whatnot, but the whole rest of the country would be cut off, because all the blue states are basically on the coast. Florida flips either way, depending which way you see it. And then the cities are the only blue centers, and the blue cities that are in the middle of the country could never get any food or anything. But anyway, but that's my whole point. Is just I don't know how they could see one thing and see it in two different ways. One is blinded by hate, and one may be blinded by what's called, you got a parent and they say my child would never do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I totally believe that Trump is he's not a Republican and he's not even a Democrat. He is basically the first independent freaking president we've ever voted in, because he's definitely not a conservative.
No.
And he's definitely not a socialist communist, and he is actually right dead smack in the middle. And now, if you don't believe in what the left says, it's the norms of the thing. If you don't believe in wokeness or whatever, they call you alt-right. They call you all these names in the book. They say you're uneducated. They say you're all this. And it's just disgusting. And I always laugh because now I tell my daughters, I'm like, what's funny is that you guys are probably going to have to go to college to become a secretary. So they don't look down on you. But, I'm sorry. I should have wrote everything down.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, there was one more point I had to make. Oh, Jesus. It was very important, very important, very, very important. It was. I don't understand why the Republicans aren't rebutting as hard as they could have. Because when Obama was president or George W. Bush was president, they've done things that are totally against the Constitution, and nobody on the left or the right, well, a few, said, hey, this guy's a danger to the Constitution. This guy needs to be removed and whatnot. Obama with the IRS targeting, Fast and Furious, stonewalling the Benghazi emails from the White House and the State Department. And then he had, don't forget, Obama also drone strike these Americans without trials, even though they were terrorists. I'm not going to say that was good or bad, but mainly it was bad. He drone struck American citizens on foreign soil just for an accusation of being terrorists without a trial.
That's
and
right.
Nobody batted an eye about that. And now Trump is saying, hey, I want you to look up what's going on in Ukraine. I hear there's some messed up stuff going over there, hunters making, hundreds of millions of dollars, in China and Ukraine or whatever. and all of a sudden they're freaking out. It just makes no sense. And what's so hilarious is that when Epstein died, it was August 8th, I believe, or early August, and they basically stopped this whole, they were pushing on him that they hated Trump, but this whole impeachment stopped when Epstein was in prison or in jail, supposedly guarded. Then all of a sudden he supposedly died. I don't believe he died. I believe he's still alive. But, not in, I believe he escaped or whatever. But that's a conspiracy theory. But, all right, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I believe this whole thing has to do with Epstein. Because the phone call happened, July 25th? Correct? Or July 26th?
I don't know the exact
date. And then all of a sudden the whistleblower comes out a week later after Epstein's death, and then back to impeachment all of a sudden. It's just very unusual. It's very almost orchestrated. It's pretty weird, pretty unusual. And before I hang up, I like to say no to any red flag laws, because it's against the First, the Second, the Fourth, the Fifth, and all the other ones I mentioned on my other calls. And I love you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you for the call, man. Merry Christmas.
All right. You have a good one, buddy.
All right. Same to you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to my man Bones for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And thank you all for joining. The number to call is 434-658-1220. If you're just now joining and you want to know what's next in this whole impeachment process, well, the Democrats in the House, of course, voted to push the articles of impeachment forward. The articles of impeachment are abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Those two articles will be sent now to the Senate, and they have to engage in a trial, and they're going to either find Trump guilty or innocent of those articles. In the Senate, you got to have a supermajority to vote yay on his guilt to get him removed from office. That means you got to have 20 Republicans that basically defect and say that Trump is guilty of the articles. However, not one Republican in the House voted yay on the articles. So if nobody that's a Republican in the House voted yay on the articles, how are you going to get any Republican senator to vote yay on removal? It ain't going to happen. So right now, the next step is to go to the Senate, where it's going to get killed. Simple as that. It ain't nothing else to it. And the Democrats know that this is going to be the outcome. They've been known that it was going to be the outcome. But the only reason why they've done this is because they want to confuse you, just a regular everyday person that may not be like me, that lives, eat, and breathe politics. You go to work, you go to school, you're busy, you got a life. I like to read all the time. I do this 24/7, and I give you my information. So they count on the fact that you're not like me or other people that are really into politics, and they want to confuse you. But I'm here to break the confusion. But let's get to the next call. 602, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, ABL. This is Faith.
All righty. What's going on?
Well, I was calling because I did send that super chat in earlier. Thank you so much for reading it, and I enjoy your show.
Well, thank you for sending it. I appreciate you.
No problem. I just wanted to reiterate on what I put up there, because the reason I asked about Trump suing to overturn the impeachment in the Supreme Court is because I came across a really interesting article that kind of brought up the Nixon situation. I'm going to see if I can bring it up again. But basically, in the article, it was saying that the Supreme Court could actually extend Trump's term by up to 3 years if he's acquitted in the Senate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And,
okay.
And they were going on to explain that in 1974, Nixon faced impeachment, and the Republican Congress passed a law that would allow his term to be extended if he was acquitted. And the law was specific to Nixon, and it was set to expire in like 5 years. But Nixon resigned before they could do anything. And the removal of the law, therefore, it never happened. So according to the legal analysts and constitutional scholars, the fact that the law exists at all sets a precedent. So it could very well be that he can go to the Supreme Court, he can sue to have the impeachment overturned, and he can add an additional 3 years because the law is still on the books. Right now, the Democrats are desperately trying to get that law overturned before this goes over into the Senate.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that. See, now, this right here just shows poor planning on their part. They should have talked about that law a long time ago when they were talking about impeachment back when Trump just got into office. They should have thought, okay, what law could get in the way of what we're trying to do? They should have thought about that back then, but now it's too late. So they might have just made themselves, worse off. They might have given them more time rather than getting them out early.
Exactly. So now they're scrambling because we might be in not just for another 4 years of Trump. We might be in for another 7 years.
Wow. Very interesting.
All right. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I'm not going to take up the phone lines, but I just had to chime in and just, bring you up to speed on that. I mean, you can look it up. I'll send you the link.
Yes, please do
afterwards.
so. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well,
thank you so much for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Take care, ABL.
All right. Same to you now.
All right. Bye-bye.
Wow. Shout out to Faith. I did not know that at all. I never heard about that law. So there was a law during Nixon's time that would have extended his term by time served. So I think Trump's been in office for 3 years, right? So if he were to be acquitted, his time in office would be extended by that amount. And once he gets reelected, that time would not count towards, it wouldn't be like, okay, his term is extended and then it'd run concurrent with his second term. He could have 3 years on top of the 4, so it could equal up to 7 more years rather than 4, which is hilarious. And the Democrats are trying to get that law removed because it's a problem. That's definitely a problem for them. So we'll see. I'm gonna look into that for sure. I'm definitely gonna look into that. But thank Faith for the call and the information. I definitely appreciate her. Let me get to the next call here. All right, caller, who do we have?
Hello. I would like to order 3 pineapple pizzas. This is Senator Carmela Horace. Would you like my address?
No, thank you. But this is not, Papa John's or Pizza Hut or anything. This is ABL Live.
Oh. Well, I guess how's your evening, sir?
Everything's great. Can't complain too much. You got the House impeaching the president, but it's nothing because they know it's going to go to the Senate and get killed right there. So it's all good.
No, isn't it great? Holler at your girl. I'm president now. Now, can I order my pizzas?
No, I don't have any pizzas, so I can't help you with that. You might want to call somebody else for that. I'm just talking about the impeachment and how it's going to go to the Senate and get killed right there.
Well, then, I guess, Donna Brazil went out for a smoke, so I'm a little lonely here. What exactly is going on besides that?
Everything's good over here. Just, talking to the people. I see your campaign didn't really work out too well. That's unfortunate, but, it is what it is.
Oh, it's been working out really fine, Anthony. That's your name, you said?
Anthony, yes.
Since I ended my campaign, I've decided to change my attitude, and I've begun my campaign again. And I've worked on the most important things since ending my campaign before.
And what's that?
Well, I represent the state of California, so every day I've been getting baked on a fat blunt and basically going down to the beach and busking for change.
Wow. I mean, is that becoming of a senator? Are you still in office? How are you going to do something like that?
Oh, I've been doing it in the office.
I bet you have. I bet you have with your man, Willie Brown. Isn't that how you got into the office to begin with, by doing little things like that with certain people that are high up in office?
No, Anthony. You know I'm a little too loaded with the THC to understand your puns.
I can't do nothing about that. You got to call in when you're sober and clear-headed. If you can't understand me right now on the phone call, how are you going to be able to go to the Senate and conduct these impeachment hearings?
Listen, ABL, I've already prepared better than any other president that is already in office or is running for office for the first day in office. And I've been doing things in office that no other president could get away with ever, including creating the most diverse and representative playlist for the inauguration.
A playlist? What's on the playlist?
Yes, I'm going to have Tupac, Biggie, what's another thing those people like? Khalees, Busta Rhymes, whatever. Yeah, I have the whole playlist. I'm going to release it with each donation of $12. You know what? I'm going to cut it to $4.20 per donation.
I see what you did there.
In order to get the full playlist.
All right, I see what you did there with the weed pricing. That's interesting. I mean, how are you going to be so much into drugs when you were trying to lock people up when you were the Attorney General in California for drugs? I'm not really understanding.
You think I care about that, ABL? Who's going to arrest me? I'm Carmela Horace from Out of the Cop.
Hey, it seems kind of contradictory. If you're trying to, become the president, trying to be somebody that leads people, how are you going to be a hypocrite like that? You say you want to, basically be a pothead, being on the beach like a junkie, but yet if a person were to do that in California where you were the Attorney General, you get them locked up. That's not really fair to me.
Yeah, ABL, and you better get used to it. I'm going to turn Mar-a-Lago into the new set of the Harold and Kumar third sequel, so you better respect it or you're going to get wrecked it.
Okay, I bet.
All right. Holla at me. I'll see y'all later.
All right, now, thank you for the call.
Bling, bling.
That was Senator Kamala Harris trying to restart the campaign. The bling bling and all that ain't really going to work out too well. But let me get to my next call. 218, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, nice to talk to you, ABL.
All righty, what's going on?
So, a couple things I wanted to talk about with the whole impeachment thing. Don't sleep on the way they feel about this. Like, there was another caller from Minnesota talking about turning the state Republican and, yeah, we're going to win now. Well, Minnesota is not unique in the fact that it has a large central population in one area where it's some sort of crazy leftist utopia and everything is great and everyone has liberal ideologies and votes Democrat, but won't ride the subway, and the reality is it's not a great place to be. But the people there see the impeachment as a very powerful thing and a huge victory. It doesn't slow them down or make them think, oh no, something bad could come of this. It makes them think, we're winning, we need to continue pushing our ideals and the insanity that they spew onto others.
Okay.
It makes me nervous. I mean, I know some people who are far to the left, and I mean, they're reaching out, texting me, I told you, and he's impeached, he's got to get him out of it. They don't understand what's really going on, but the problem is there are a lot of them, and they do vote.
That's right. That's right.
It's difficult to get people to step back and look at things, and when they feel like they've got a victory, they really continue their push. And to other people who may have other views in a lot of communities where politics aren't really an issue, and very rarely even spoken about. It's easy to get a small group turned, and then even just in the schools and in those small communities, people's minds change. And the voting procedure is affected by this, whether the reality is there or it's just what these people say and claim.
Right.
So that's really all I got. It is a victory for them in the fact that they can claim it as one. Whether it actually is or he ever actually leaves office, it doesn't matter to them. And it doesn't matter to the people that they talk to and whose minds they change.
Well, we're going to see what happens in the end when it's all said and done.
We will see. We will see. I'm just, I'm nervous about it, and I really appreciate you being there to reach out to some people on the other side, and at the very least, try to explain things, continue explaining to people how this actually works and what's happening here.
No doubt.
A lot of people don't get it. They think he's leaving. I see a lot of stuff in chat, he's not leaving, and everybody knows and this and that. Well, no. According to a lot of people who are calling this a victory, they think he's out, he's done, it's over.
Right.
And so the more people who understand what's actually happening and how partisan this is, the better. So I appreciate you getting out there, and I hope there's more people who will do the same.
No doubt, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Alan.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Let me get to the next call here. 617, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Ivan.
Ivan, what's going on?
I believe that you believe any BS that people talking. The lady that called your show, there's two people. I want to take out the lady first. She called your show. She said that Nixon, if would have been acquitted, he would have get some extra time. You believe that?
I don't know if that's true or false. I got to look up what she said.
That's what she said. If would have been acquitted, would have get some extra time.
The answer,
law. First of all,
I answer your question, but go ahead.
First of all, the Constitution has to be amended. There's no random law can pass that could say that, you will get extra time. Number one, you only get 8 years. So that's no extra time, regardless what happens.
Okay, so the question I have for you is, does that law exist? Have you ever seen that law? Do you know anything about this?
I don't believe it exists. I don't have to. Because
so, like, the question is, do you know if it exists or not? Yes or no?
Don't exist.
Do you know that it do you know? You said first you said I'm not really sure, but now you're saying like it doesn't.
I don't exist. Why Clinton would have get it?
So why'd you change your answer? Nah, but I mean,
this thing don't exist.
So why you change your answer from what it was to begin with? You said first you didn't really know.
You don't exist.
Okay, so sir, I'm gonna ask my question. You muted right now. I asked you if you knew that the law existed and you were unsure. And now you're saying that you are sure. So which one is it?
Yes, don't.
So you changed your answer. First it was I'm not really sure. Now it is I know it's not. So okay, you changed your answer. That's fine. But go ahead. Next thing.
I didn't change my answer. I told you. Do you believe
you changed your answer, sir. Move on to the next thing.
That's what I told you,
sir. Move on.
Let's talk about the impeachment thing. So, do you believe when senators and Congress, the President of the United States, when they swear in, why they swear in to preserve what?
You said what now? I didn't understand what you said.
When the presidents of the United States, senators, state representatives, when they go to Congress, why they swear to protect? What they were supposed to protect? Preserve, protect what?
Constitution.
What is it? What is the rest? What is it? What do you protect?
Constitution.
So the Constitution comes before anything, before your constituents, before the political party, before your president.
Okay.
So you say that the call is BS, everything is BS. There's evidence of testimonies that is not BS. It's testimonies that the Russian issue is not BS. Nothing what you're saying is that you said it's BS. It is not. because there's evidence of that it's not.
Evidence of what?
Well, number one, let me ask you this: Michael Flynn, Rick Gates, Paul Manafort, George Papadopoulos, Russian Stone. What kind of crime they commit that they have in common?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're supposed to know.
Sir, the answer was I don't know. So keep moving on.
You don't know. So they all lied to the FBI saying that they never met with any Russian officials, government officials. They all lie. They all said that they didn't when they did. Paul Manafort, they said they didn't when they did. Rick Gates said he didn't when they did. Now they all, Rich Gates.
What's the point? What's the point?
Flynn, my point is that it's not a hoax because this is the guys that they were next to Trump, and then they were meeting with Russian officials and they were talking to Russians.
So are we talking about Russia or Ukraine? Which one? I don't understand. You went
about both, but
because wait a minute, sir. The Russia thing has already been that's already done. There was an investigation. It took 2.5. Sir. I'm gonna talk. There was already an investigation. It took 2.5 years, $40 million, 500 subpoenas. They got some guys around Trump hemmed up on little ticky-tack charges. Papadopoulos got like 7 days in the penitentiary, which is weird. You don't get that amount of time for prison. That's jail time. But anyway, they got them hemmed up, but Trump came out unscathed. Now the next thing is Ukraine. So focus on Ukraine and not Russia, which has already been litigated and settled.
Oh, it's not being settled. That's not true.
So is Trump? So wait. Is Trump still under some kind of suspicion for Russia? I thought that was already done in the Mueller report.
It's not done. Mueller
So what is Trump, sir? So what is Trump,
done.
sir? What is Trump being investigated or looked at for as it relates to Russia right now?
It's not being investigated. Is they have obstruction of justice charges?
Sir, that's not for Russia. That's for Ukraine.
For Russia, where you living?
That's for Ukraine, sir.
Where you at, bro?
They
have charges for obstruction of justice for Russia and Ukraine. They're charging him for
No. First of all, it's not obstruction of justice. It's obstruction of Congress, not justice. It's two different things. The articles are abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Russia is not.
Congress, but
Russia is not involved. It's Ukraine.
Oh my God! So it did committed obstruction of Congress in both sides. Now, if they would have gone to the judiciary, would have been better. I hope the Democrats would have taken that route, but they didn't because they say it's going to take too long. And the impeachment should not be about taking long. It should be about the Constitution. That's what I'm not agree with the Democrats at this point. Should be about the Constitution. I don't care if it's a political maneuver because it should not be a political maneuver. It should be about the Constitution.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Well, if the Republicans voted against in favor of Trump, they don't support the Constitution. They're supporting the political party.
So what did Trump violate in the Constitution?
Article 2. Hello?
And what is that? What happened? What did he do?
I'm not going to go through the whole thing. So that's
so you're not going to say what he did? Okay.
So that's go to the speed. That's not.
Sir, look, you're on. Listen, sir. You're muted right now, so nobody can hear you. You're on the show right now. You got to be able to answer questions. If you don't want to answer the question, just say I don't want to answer. We can move on to something else.
Okay, so they're not making base this about the Constitution. They're making base this about their political power.
But why you say that?
Because they are not voting. If you say, this guy the Congress say, well, can you release some of the documentation? Trump says no. I want to say executive privilege, and the Republicans supported him. And some Democrats, they worry about the constituents. That means you're not doing it based on the Constitution. You're doing it based on your political grounds.
So what clause is it that says he has to release certain documents of his? I don't see that in the Constitution anywhere. Can you point to that in the Constitution?
Well, if Congress demands you some documents, you have to release them. You have to release it. You could claim executive privilege, and then you could go through the courts. That's what I just told you.
Okay. So what's the problem?
Well, the reason that they didn't go to the court is because it's going to take too long. Look at the court asking to release his taxes. Why has not released his taxes?
He don't have to.
Well, yes.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
Where's the law that says he has to? Show me the law.
He doesn't have to release it to the American public, but he has to release it to Congress.
Where's the law that says he has to do that?
Well, look, I'm not going to go through.
All right, exactly. In no law. Okay, how about this? We kind of run low on time. You're muted right now. Nobody can hear you. So make your final point. Let me get to the next call because you can't be on the phone all night.
Final point, Trump doesn't listen to the judiciary and doesn't listen to Congress. That's George Sidney Thomas told him not to take money from the military to build the wall. And he hasn't listened to the judge. So my point is, this guy will do whatever he wants regardless. And then that's why I believe he should be removed. We got to find a way. I mean, not to find a way, but if you don't listen to the judiciary and you don't listen to Congress, what is left?
Well, hey, Trump's still going to be your president. Trump's still going to be your president. And at the end of the day, he won't be removed. And it's a good day. He'll be reelected yet again. He'll be reelected, and that's all that really matters. But thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you for, sir. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you. Oh, man. Shout out to Ivan. And shout out to everybody that gets triggered about Trump being impeached but then not being removed. I mean, Twitter, Facebook is lit up right now. Oh, yay, he's out of office. He's gone. But then I say, no, he's not gone yet. He's still your president. And then the whole mood just changes. The frown turns upside down instantly, but the smile turns upside down. But let me get to the next call. 228, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 228, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Who am I speaking to?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I got a little bit of feedback in the background. Turn your speakers off in the background for me, please.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All righty. So what's going on?
Well, hi, Anthony. Thanks for being such an intelligent, articulate, great patriotic channel. We love you. We do appreciate you. My two questions for you are, do we know who the three Democrats are who voted against the impeachment? And do you think they will flip over to the Republican Party? And how can we use this impeachment to better support our Republican Party? Thank you, ABL.
Thank you for that. I definitely appreciate you. Now, as far as who voted against him, I'm not really sure. I know one person, I think they defected. I'm not quite sure if they officially defected yet, and that would be Jeff Van Drew out of New Jersey. As far as anybody else, I'm not really sure. Tulsi Gabbard voted present on both of the articles, which means she didn't officially vote one way or the other because she probably wants to vote for impeachment, but at the same time, doesn't want to do it because she does not want to be seen as an establishment person, even though she is. Let me see if I can see here. Okay. Let me see. Democrat Representative Jared Golden of Maine voted yes on abuse of power and no on obstruction. So I think he might be the other Democrat that voted. Okay. Also, Jeff Van Drew, like I said, and also Colin Peterson of Minnesota. Now, I forgot your other two questions. Can you repeat them for me right quick?
Yes, sir. Do you think that they will flip over to the Republican Party? And how can we use this impeachment to better support our Republican Party? Okay,
now Jeff Van Drew is already flipped, but I think his flipping has not been official yet. And as far as the other two, I mean, they could potentially flip to the Republican Party, and not just people that are in office, but also just regular everyday people. And Trump's out in Michigan right now campaigning on this. Right now, as we speak, he's out there campaigning on this. So this is going to be a thing that helps us because, you know, Trump's talking about the deep state and the swamp and everything else and how they're out to pretty much get him. He can just say, hey, look, this is a sham. They have nothing, no crimes, no bribery, no treason, definitely not any kind of high crimes. Nothing is there. Yeah, they're trying to get me out. It's not going to work. We're going to win again yet in 2020. Joe Biden is a weak candidate, and so is anybody else on that side. They have nothing. They don't care about the constituents. They're all about me. So he'll use this, and many of us will use this as a rallying point to get the base motivated. And I think that'll help us a lot in the 2020 election to get a big turnout.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anthony, for educating us on the political process. I have learned more from you than all my years of university. I'm a nurse anesthetist, and I think you're one of the smartest guys on TV. Thank you. God bless you, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. Shout out to all the good callers. I appreciate you guys for calling in. And if you don't know, the number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. I'll be on RT in the morning on Crosstalk. They may play it live or they may record it. I'm not really sure, but I will be on RT speaking about TV, and I'll be talking about this particular issue. I'll be debating it with some people. I'm not quite sure who my debate buddies are going to be or who my speaking buddies are going to be, but we're definitely going to be talking about this particular issue. And what are we going to talk about? Let me see. We'll talk about, if this will load right quick. Let me see. We'll talk about, let me see, the Federalist Papers, the Founding Fathers wanting to have a nonpartisan impeachment process, which we have right now, unfortunately. The public's diminishing interest into this. One thing I saw was the public just not really looking at the stuff there. You know, the support for impeachment has dwindled since the impeachment inquiry have been happening on TV. They're not really for impeachment anymore, if they were for it to begin with. And the deep state, that's going to be an issue as well. I'll talk about that tomorrow on RT. It could air tomorrow or at a later date. But let me get to the next call. Okay, let's go. 702, you on the line. Who am I speaking to? 702.
Oh shoot! I'm watching this right now, man. Are you on live?
Yeah, but turn that down. Don't look at that at all. Just talk to me on the phone.
Oh, okay, my bad. How you doing, sir?
Everything's good, man. About yourself?
Good.
All right, so what's on your mind, boss?
Man, nothing, yo. I was just checking it out to see if it works, if you was really on. But since I am, sir, I just wanted to say thank you for what you're doing. I don't know if you know what the 702 is. It's out here in Vegas. I'm calling from Vegas, but I'm originally from Hawaii. I just wanted to say thank you very much for what you're doing, sir. And I really like your channel. You know, I have nothing much to talk about. I just, like I said, I was just checking this out to see if it works. But damn, yeah, it's nice to hear you, man.
It does work, man. But thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you and for your support, man. I really appreciate you.
All right, sir. You have a good one. Safe holidays, all right?
All right, same to you, man. Merry Christmas.
All right, brother. Bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate it coming all the way from the 702 Vegas. 832, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Just fine. Listen here. I was calling to find out, is impeachment just for the president or any of the Congress people?
It's for other Congress people as well as also, I think in history, you've had 15 federal judges that have been impeached. Senators have been, I think it might have been 2 senators that were impeached, and then 2 other presidents. I'm not quite sure about a House member, but they can be impeached as well.
Oh, okay. Now here come another crazy question. How can we impeach the impeachers?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the process behind that, but that's a really good question, because I think that something needs to happen to these people, because everybody knows that is BS. It's not really a real thing. They're just trying to get they're trying to defeat their political opponents through a dirty way. If you want to defeat somebody, go about it through voting rather than trying to do something like this.
Right. Because, like I was telling someone else, if they took an oath to help the American people. If you're not up there to help the American people and all you're talking about is helping illegal immigrants, it's treason. You have turned your back on the country. So my thing here, it works both ways. To me, he ought to be able to file something on them to impeach them.
Yeah, that's definitely a point. I had a caller earlier that said that he might be able to sue this whole thing and get it overturned and get some legal action happening. I can't really tell what's going to happen next. I know that he's not going to get removed from office, but after that, some heads going to roll for sure.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah, some head need to roll. Some people can't see what we see on some of this stuff. Everybody just being like, like I was telling people, I voted Democrat because my parents was a Democrat. But it's left up to us after so many years to learn the party for ourselves. And now that I know what I know and see what I see, I truly like what Trump is doing. And I do not see what the Democrat is doing at all to help American people. If your whole campaign is about illegal immigrants, you're not helping American people. You helping illegal only.
That's
and
right.
I don't see why other folks cannot. I don't see why other folks can't see that.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, people just are kind of crazy. I mean, you got to be able to help the American people. That's people get voted, they get put into office. That's what they're here for. They're not here to help the illegal aliens. They shouldn't even be here. Like if I'm a American citizen, I commit a crime, I'm getting locked up. But they get the wrong free, do whatever they want to do, and get stuff catered to them, money given to them. It's not right.
Right. They are getting rewarded for bad behavior, for everything. I also was telling people, like, we work in the job force to help our children, our grandchildren. We didn't work in the job force to help, other people that's coming from other countries. They are the only one I know that can come to the United States. We can't go to Russia and get benefits like they get. We can't go to all these other different countries and get benefits like these illegal get. That's why they're running over here. They even crossing the line with these pregnant, having pregnant babies, not pregnant babies, but being pregnant with babies and crossing the line just to claim, these anchor babies. We can't do that. If you go to Mexico and have a baby, the Mexican people ain't going to be too quick to claim your baby as a Mexican citizen. I don't see that. I really don't.
Exactly.
So
100%.
I just called and asked, can he reverse that thing on them about, because they're not serving, they took an oath and they not doing what they supposed to do. And California, like I told people, I lived out there for a little while. California used to be one of the most beautiful cities to visit. Now it look like scum. Why? Because they got the wrong people in the wrong places. And it shouldn't even look like that. And if the Democratic Party just believe in socialism, communism, and all that other stuff, and want every city to look like that, we got a problem. We really do. But that's all I call in to say, Anthony. You keep on doing what you're doing because you're doing a great job, okay?
Well, thank you for your call and your good words. I definitely appreciate you. And Merry Christmas to you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, now. Great call. I love it. Shout out to everybody calling in. You guys have been great tonight. Fantastic calls. And if you don't know the number to call is 434-658-1220. If you want to call in through Skype, so you could be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. There is an email for that in the description box below. If you want these big, beautiful flags right here, there's also a link in the description box below. But I have super chats. Let me read those right quick. Then we get back to the calls. Hold on one second. Shout out to Bolt Uncle Leopard who says it's a bit rude that Senator Harris offered you no weed. Thank you for the donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Terry who says Merry Christmas. Thank you for your live shows. They are great. Well, thank you for your very kind words and your donation, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you to Daniel Nordine who says God bless the President of the United States and America. Do not ever forget that you are the thin red line, the boundary between us blue-blooded Americans and the communists bent on destroying our freedom and America. Very great words. And thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Adrian Harris who says, hi, ABL. Celebration of payday, paid vacation, happy birthday, and Merry Christmas all this week. President Trump needs to look into that extension law. All of them need to be voted out in 2020. Hey, I agree with you 100%. You got some lifelong Democrats in looking kind of decrepit, looking like they don't know what's really going on. They got to get up out of there. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to AD who says, Trump impeached, suckers. Ha-ha, you lose. Well, ha-ha, you lose because he's still your president. How about that? And thank you for your money as well. I'll take that. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Chief Rocco who says, peace, ABL. Agree to disagree. Do your thing. And thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. It's all love. Thank you to Bones, who says Merry Christmas as well. Hey, right back at you, man. Merry Christmas. Shout out to Crush Groovin, who says lifer voters equal lifelong Democrats like Maxine Waters. Hey, there it is. Thank you for that. And I pretty much got everybody on Super Chat. Thank you all for participating in the show. And we'll keep on rocking with the calls. Let me get to the next one here. 310, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, how you doing, bro? My name is Roman.
All right, Roman, what's going on?
Hey, man, I gotta say I'm a huge fan, man. Huge fan. And man, I gotta say I can't believe, stuff like this is happening. Maybe I'm a bit too extreme, but myself as an oath keeper, I love this country. And do you think it would be a bit too extreme if, especially people that serve in office, I think they have a huge responsibility. And I think they forget the position that they're in and the people who they serve. But do you think it would be a bit too extreme to start making, example out of these people, like, for treason, like, start hanging them and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's extreme. I can't say you can do that right here on live on the air, of course, but
right.
The best way to fight against this would be to vote. I mean, because look, these people aren't going to do a thing that the constituents don't necessarily want, and if they do, then they're done. They care about making money for real. A lot of them, a lot of these Democrats, right. They don't care about the people. They're trying to make money. So if their career's in jeopardy, then they're not gonna. And the thing is, if you live in an area where people are in charge that shouldn't be, rather than rallying them up to commit violence, rally them up to vote a certain way and get them out of office. And then that way they can't just do whatever they want to do. And then we can control things from the ballot box, which is clean, safe, legal. Everybody's, okay to get to go home safe. And that's the way it should be, in my humble opinion.
Right. Well, I mean, I thank you for the opportunity, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. Merry Christmas as well.
All right, bro.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Hey, be safe out there, boss. Be safe. Just vote. That's going to be the key right there. That's going to be your biggest weapon in this particular fight, in my humble opinion, is that vote. That's why they fighting so hard to get the illegal aliens over here and give them licenses and this, that, and the third, because they know that their vote is so powerful. They want to get these illegals to vote because they know that they can't win an election fair and square. But let me get to the next call. 919 your line. I'm speaking to.
Hey, this is Jeremy from North Carolina.
All right, Jeremy, what's going on?
Hey, couple things. Just want to say Trump 2020. They can impeach him again if we can get him back. I don't care. And also, I was a prior Democrat voter. I can't get on board with what they're doing now. So I noticed that Trump is pretty moderate. And with that said, do you think that could be a cause of why they are going so far left on the Democrat side?
Say that one more time. What's the reason why they might be going?
Because Trump is honestly kind of moderate. He's not really, your traditional Republican or traditional Democrat. So I was curious if you thought or maybe consider that'd be a reason why the left may be going even further left to kind of separate themselves from that moderation.
Well, that could be a reason why. That definitely could be a reason. But I think the bigger reason here is because of a couple of things. The first thing is that since the establishment can't control him, is like a wild bull in a china shop, they want to control him through a different way by getting them out of the way, by not having them there, so they don't got to worry about controlling them. And then beyond that, they are imploring their media counterparts to push this message of Trump being a bad person, the whole orange man bad thing. And they keep hammering the media over and over and over and over again. And then they join in it. People in politics, that is, the elected officials, they join in it. So your regular everyday people are going crazy over this that are on the left. And they're pushing their elected officials to do the same thing. So it kind of creates this, this cycle of dependency of craziness that just blows up. And now it's transformed to this right here, to this whole impeachment thing. I think that's the real reason behind it. He's not establishment, and they've created this whole craze around him being so bad, and it's affected everybody that wants to believe in it, and they're all kind of rabid, and they want to go against him. Him being moderate is not necessarily the problem, because they see him as a far leftist, a far right, white supremacist, neo-Nazi type person.
Right. Yeah, I'm totally down with the whole bull in the China shop. I think that's what our country needed right now.
Yes.
But just want to say, appreciate what you do. Keep on. And Trump 2020, take care.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the next call. 912, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
How you doing, sir?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
Cooler, how you doing? I just want to say they're using this impeachment far as an excuse so that Trump will automatically lose between 8 and 12% of the electorate because he's impeached. And they're going to use that as a Democratic strategy for this 2020 election. But he's still going to beat him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm right there with you, man. That's my whole thought process too, because people are confused. Like, I'm seeing my Facebook timeline, my Instagram, Twitter, and a lot of these liberals are like, okay, he's out of office now. Yay, we won. It's like, nah, that's not how this works. But people, they just don't know. And the Democrat Party, they're relying upon people's ignorance of politics to do this. They know most people don't know. So they rely upon this to think, okay, people are going to stay home. They think Trump's out of office. He's gone. You know.
That's what they're going to think. But Trump's smarter than all of them. Oh, yeah, I had just posted on your live chat right before you called me. I had hit send. He's not a wild bull in the China shop. What he is, he's sugar in the gas tank because he's corrupting everything in the vehicle. Think about it. All the accomplishments he's made is international. Look at China right now. Those people are rioting. They made a Rocky body with Trump head meme. Rocky.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's infecting the whole world with his Trumpism. It's over with. It could be no other way from now on.
You got a good point though. Like this whole thing around Trump, it's bigger than Trump. It's gone worldwide. You know, you got him influencing uprisings all over the world. You know, people in Hong Kong, they got the American flag, singing the national anthem, all of that stuff. So yeah, you're right about that.
Look at Epstein's body. We don't know where Epstein's body at. Oh, I'm sorry about that on your channel. I'm just saying, but Tulsi Gabbard would have beat him, but the Democrats stupid. Tulsi Gabbard would have won the largest voter base, which is educated suburban white female. And by default, they would have got a large portion of their husbands and their sons as well due to raw feminism. Because, you know, if you're not, what they say, if you're not on their side, if you're not an ally, you're against them. Oh, yeah. Did you see the thing that Trump just passed today on school choice? I just want to put that out to the audience because it's great what he's doing.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. He just passed. Well, he didn't just pass it, but he interviewed this young man who said that he's from, I forget exactly where, but he's from the inner city and he grew up with all the strikes against him, and he made it do the school choice in his district that the Republicans had voted for, and he said thank you for the education to Trump. He was sitting right next to him. You'll see it as soon as you get off of this. But school choice is the reason Stacey Abrams and a lot of the Democrats lose, because the largest voting bloc of the African American community is the black female. And with the introduction of charter schools, which the Democrats trying to block, and they tried to de-incentivize when you for a tax break when you send your child to a charter school or a private school. But Trump, thanks to Melania and his daughter, put that back on the table. The teachers got raises. Everybody getting raises. Everybody got money. Everybody got money. How can you beat this? Everybody got money. Everybody. Even during the last shutdown, I'm sorry about holding up your check. Even during the last shutdown, the people in the federal thing, they say they don't care because they know when they get back to work, Trump gonna give them the raises that the Democrats been promising them. Man, do y'all hear? The man Trump has all the blue collar on his side. It's over with. It's over with. That little 8 to 10% that they gonna swivel, and plus what them giving the illegal. Oh, that's another Obama legacy too. Remember when he was a senator in Chicago, he tried that mess there too, and he got it through. But then they had repealed it or whatever. But that's from Obama. That's an Obama legacy, getting these driver license. And as an American citizen, you have to take a blood sample down there and hair and urine and everything to get your license if you come down there with no identification. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand it. But thank you, brother. I can't top your last callers, but all y'all be happy out there and enjoy this money Trump giving y'all, man. Oh, did y'all hear about the 5G? You heard about what he did for 5G network, ABL?
No.
Oh, man, look it up. It's a whole bunch of money into that because you can spread the word a whole lot farther than me and faster than me. Please look that up because that's a wide open field. We number one. Our closest competitor is China in the 5G trade. Trump unleashed, this happened like 4 or 5 months ago. Trump unleashed the private sector to install 5G networks throughout America so that we could just go ahead and crush everybody around the world, doggone. And this been going on, but nobody's talking about it. It's insane, really. And bottom line to this, it's about $1 trillion invested in the 5G network right now in America.
Man, that's amazing, man. Trump, I mean, I don't know how can anybody be mad? There's so much going on, so much money flowing around. I mean, everybody should be happy with a big, crazy Kool-Aid grin on their face.
It's insane. Everybody has all this money. I'm so excited to be talking to you and to get those points out because that's what I want to really say. And please, to your listening audience, that 5G is going to change everything.
No doubt,
so
man.
If you're looking for a career or you're looking for a career change, that's where it's at right there, and it's wide open. They're taking everybody.
Yeah, there it is, man. Well, I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Nah, thank you for having me, sir.
All right, no problem.
I have a good one.
Same to you. All right, great call. Hey, your callers are doing great tonight. Doing an excellent job. Yeah, I mean, the money's just flowing. The economy is doing so well. I don't see how anybody could really be like, oh, no, Trump's bad, Orange Man bad. How? You got money, you're doing well, your family's doing well. Your uncle been in jail for like 25 years. He came home. What are you really upset about? I don't understand. But let me get to the next call. 724, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 724.
JD.
All right, JD, what's happening?
Florida.
All righty.
Hey, man, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm great, man. Can't complain.
Thank you. Yeah, I was watching the whole kerfuffle today, just laughing because you can also hear them going yay or nay, yelling, and I'm sitting there yelling roll call because I was yelling roll call because I want to know who to hold accountable for one, and for two, I was going to go email them to School of Rock to learn about what the executive branch and all the other branches can do. That was my thing. And then another thing is, it's dumb because honestly, if you think about it, this is only helping Trump in his reelection if you're looking by polls. And it's not only helping him, but the Congress are just killing themselves, to be honest. It's political. I don't know. I don't want to say that word, but eating themselves pretty much. And it's very interesting that we live in this time of world that I just thought I could never see this happening, but yeah, it did.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely has.
That's all I got. I don't want to hold up for the other people, but that's all I had to say is, people out in the world of ABL, go send them some Schoolhouse Rock and teach these fools what law is about, and hold them accountable in your states. And then the people represent the people, us, the people. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you for the call, man. Merry Christmas to you. All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. The phone lines are blowing up. I'm trying to get everybody on as soon as I can. 954, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hi. This is Sarah. I'm from Miami.
All righty. What's going on?
Okay, so I guess my question is, why do you feel like this was like a topic or like a comment a few calls ago, but why do you feel like immigrants take up so much benefits like from the American people? I'm trying to understand.
Well,
I have a cold.
You mean illegal? Like I don't think that.
Yeah, I feel like there's just been such a negative picture of what illegal immigrants look like, and I want to know, like, why do you guys feel like all illegal immigrants are criminals and things like that? You know.
Well,
like, where's that point of view coming from? Is it just propaganda, or is it something real?
Well, if you're here illegally, that's a crime right there. So, I mean, that's you could be, law abiding outside of that, but you're not here legally. If I commit a crime, it doesn't matter if I'm law abiding outside of that. I get held accountable. Like I could have a totally clear record, never been in trouble. A square, straight A person. But let me just, I might dump some trash on the ground when I'm not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna get punished for that. I can't just say, well, he's normally a good person, let him go. You see?
I completely understand that, and that's what I agree on that. Like, when topics come up about like immigration, I agree on that part. But like, what do you feel about like DACA recipients? Do you feel like it's the same, like it should be judged on the same caliber as everyone else, or is there some sort of like humanity to the equation, some sort of balance? Because me personally, I feel like Trump kind of understands. From what I'm seeing, people think I'm crazy, but he understands like the balance of the situation. Like, I feel like certain people, like people that receive DACA, they should have some sort of, pathway to citizenship because they came like as children, because that's something they couldn't control. I feel like America, being the richest country in the world, can definitely support that group of people, especially if there's like a criteria for them, like for you to even apply. Like, people feel like, for them to gain that status, which is not even a real status, that, anybody can just join as long as you came before you were young, but that's not the case. Like, like these kids came when they were 6 years old, 5 years old. You have to get, every 2 years you pay $500, and then you have to take a background check through USCIS to prove that you're not like a criminal or anything like that. You have to be in school. Their criteria, and people make it seem like it's just this thing where, like, they're just letting immigrants in, and immigrants are just getting all these benefits, and these people do not get any benefits. We pay for school out of our pockets. We don't receive food stamps, like any of that stuff.
Do you get in-state? Do you get in-state tuition?
Now I do.
But are you okay?
But that's not taking out of your pocket.
But okay, but check it out though. But hold on. Caller, listen to me, caller. Listen, caller. I'm not caller. Listen. I'm gonna put you on mute because you got to understand. I know you want to be able to engage in the show, and I feel you. This is going to be a good conversation, but you got to be able to abide by the rules of the show. If I start talking, you got to just pause for a minute, and I get right back to you. Now, my thing is this: if I am an American citizen and I want to go, like, let's say right now I'm from Virginia, right? Now, if I wanted to go to school in California, I have to pay out-of-state tuition. But an illegal alien can be here from China.
Oh no, that's not the case.
So
this is what let me tell you the facts, since I can relate because I'm in the situation. So basically how it works is, okay, I'm from Haiti, right? And of course my country is going through whatever it's going through right now, right? So the fact that I came illegally as a child, okay, I got DACA status, right? But I'm in Florida. If I say for whatever reason I want to go to California, I cannot get out of state tuition in California because I didn't graduate high school.
No.
So
You miss. No. See,
but
no.
That I came here in Florida. Florida permits me to have in-state tuition, but I can't get in-state tuition anywhere else. So it doesn't like it's
No,
like you guys kind of misconstrue the facts.
Nah, you missed the point.
I can't go to California and get out of state
You missed-
tuition. It
you-
doesn't apply to me.
You missed the point though.
But
my point.
to Florida, what's your point?
The
I
point.
answered your
You got to
question
listen to what I'm
earlier.
saying.
I
Just
brought
pause.
clarity
Just
to what
pause.
you're
Just
saying.
pause. Just breathe.
Pause.
Just pause and breathe. Listen to what I'm saying. If you are here as a child from China and you move to California, you're able to get in-state tuition in California, but you're not a legal resident of California. You just happen to live there illegally. But if I'm a United States citizen, I'm born in Virginia, I live there and move the same way a child will move. Now I got to pay in-state once I go to college. I got to pay out of state once I'm in college. That's not fair. I'm here legally. I shouldn't have to be.
I'm listening to what you're saying. You just said what you said, and what I said to that is, it's the same situation. Let's say you're using the China example, right? So this kid comes from China and he moves illegally because he was a kid and he had no control over that. His family, for whatever reason, which they were wrong, they sent him to America. He ends up in whatever state you said, California. I'm using California because it just came to my head, right? He moves there. Okay, they give him in-state tuition only. And the criteria is he can't just get it just because he wants it. The criteria is he has to at least spend 4 years in school and graduate high school to show that he qualifies to move forward to an institution. And then they say, you know what, we're going to have, pity on you and we're going to give you in-state tuition, which to me is a good thing because America can afford it. That's a humanistic thing to do. Me being an outsider, I'm looking at America, I'm like, okay, that's what I would aspire to be. If I had that amount of money as a country, I can, be a little lenient on certain people. If this kid has never been to jail, he's graduated high school, and he shows that he can excel and go on to college, we're not going to pay for it.
All right, check it out.
Say,
Check it
okay,
out, though. Check it
I'm
out.
not going to pay for it, but I'm going to say,
Okay.
I see you.
I got
see
you.
The ability,
But check it
I see
out.
your ability to be productive and
Caller,
bring money
listen
to my
to me,
economy.
caller.
So,
Listen,
okay, I'm
caller,
gonna let you
caller.
go to school.
Caller, we got time. Caller, we have time constraints.
you.
Caller,
Why
we
you
have
keep-
caller. We have time constraints on the show. You're muted right now. There's time constraints on the show, so you can't be talking but too long. So I gotta just jump in right quick. Now, check it out. I understand your point of view, but look, what's going to happen, which is already happening, is that people take advantage of the situation. You have birth tourists, where you got these Chinese women, these Russian women, and other women. They come to the U.S. for the purpose of having babies here because they know they have a lower chance of being deported. Not only the baby is not going to be deported, but them as well as the parents. I saw a situation where a lady came from Central America. I forget what the country was, but she was on that caravan. Thousands of people coming to the border. Now,
yeah, which is wrong.
She's pregnant, right? She's pregnant and hops the fence literally and has a baby. So now she's going to be there. That's why they call it the anchor baby. She's not going to go anywhere because you got to raise this baby. You're not going to deport the baby. So now the baby's here, the mom is here, and then, here comes my husband. Here he comes.
Right.
And my other 4-year-old. So just instantly, you got a family of 4 right there. All because we can't deport the kids. And then the kids grow up. They get all kind of things that they shouldn't have due to the mother bringing them here illegally. That was the whole point, for the parents to come over here and take advantage of the country. Hold on, I'm not finished. And take advantage of the country and get things they shouldn't have, rather than going through the front door. I'm people from Africa that came here. They spent $100 grand to get in, and it's wrong. It's wrong for anybody that come here illegally when you have legal aliens, legal immigrants that come here the right way. So I don't have sympathy for people that come here illegally.
Okay, so my thing to that is it's definitely wrong, and that's why I feel like there should be a solution in a sort of balance to the situation. Of course, you don't want to condone it. That's why I believe, a lot of people think I'm crazy because I'm a DACA recipient, but I do believe that there needs to be like some sort of borders and some sort of solution to it. Because I don't even think it's right that my family brought me over here illegally, but I'm here. You get me? So what I'm saying is it's not right. I'm not saying illegal immigration is the right thing. I'm saying it's wrong, clearly. But I feel like there has to be a balance to the equation, and we have to see, okay, there's a group of people that maybe they've paid their dues. Because honestly, I feel like I'm not saying that it's right that I'm here, but it wasn't my fault. I came here at 6 years old. Okay, that's one. You could say that it's wrong either way, and I would still agree with you because, hey, whatever. Rules are rules, and it is what it is. But at the same time, I'm contributing to the economy. I don't reap benefits from I don't reap any some sort of social benefits. I don't even know what a food stamp looks like. I don't know what all that I don't know what that shit is. You get me? And I pay my dues every 2 years. I pay $500 to USCIS, and there's like 500,000 of us who's paying this amount. It's a business. It's a business transaction, and I feel like we're paying our dues because we're coming out the pocket and paying tax dollars like everybody else. We're paying fees and fines that other people aren't paying.
You pay federal income tax?
We came here illegally. You get me?
You pay federal income tax?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm not exempt.
Do you have a social security number?
I have a social security number because of DACA. I'm able to work and contribute to your economy, which was a business deal that Obama did, if you ask me. It's business because we're now, before that, I feel like I was dead weight because I couldn't produce, I couldn't do anything. But now I'm able to work and provide to your economy. I have a business that I run and I contribute that way. You get me? So we're contributing and we're paying fees, extra fees every 2 years, 500,000 of us. You get me? And we came here when we were young, and we have to abide by the law because one strike and we're out. You get me?
So why not become a?
2 years,
So why?
we have to take that. We have to take that test, that criminal background check. So I feel like y'all just paint a picture of us like we're just dead weight and we just don't do anything. We don't produce, but we're very productive citizens. We're not citizens, but we're very productive people in this country, and this is like home to us. I don't know Haiti.
I mean, I understand that.
I don't know family.
I understand that, but
I
see,
came here. So would you say that a 6-year-old? Would you say a 6-year-old should be accountable for her actions?
no, the parents should be. That's the point.
Exactly, I believe so too. I think my parents are wrong. They're dead wrong.
So what should happen is the families need to get deported.
What's the solution?
The
coming here as a child, you like I do feel like you have a human inside of you, and I do feel like you have a sense of balance. And that's what I think like we should do, and just look at it from a balanced perspective. Yes, it's totally wrong, but let's look at the situation for what it is. You get me? Everything's not just black and
here's the
white.
thing about it, though.
I love the Republican Party. I think
I get it.
Democrats are like ridiculous.
I understand.
You get me?
You got to just hold on. Now I understand what you're saying.
I'm very passionate.
I understand what you're saying, but
yeah,
what's going to happen is if this is allowed to persist, people will take advantage of it. And what's the point in coming here?
That's the thing. There's a cutoff. It's not like this thing where you could just jump in whenever you want to.
No. I understand
There's
that.
a cutoff. There's an age limit. There are criteria.
I understand.
You have to take test after test. You have to be.
I understand, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish. People take advantage of this situation like this. That's the point.
There's no way you can.
Why can't you?
Okay, can I ask you a question, please?
Go for it.
Okay. So, do you feel like the DACA people, the fact that we pay USCIS fees every 2 years, we take a background check to ensure that we're not criminals. We have to prove that we're either in school or have been consistently working, own a business that's producing. So do you feel like it's not a fair exchange as far as us being productive citizens or a productive residents of the country, being that we came here adolescent and it was beyond our control? Do you not feel like we're doing the best that we can and we're contributing and being productive?
I mean, that's nice, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna go ahead. Call it. Hold on.
But like, do you not feel?
Hold on. I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer right quick because we got a small amount of time. Now, that's great that you're doing well, but there are legal immigrants doing the same thing, and it's unfair that people that are here illegally get to do that while legal aliens got to pay much more money.
But you know what we can't do?
They got to do much more. Hold on. They got to do much more. Hold on. Wait a minute. They got to do much more to be able to bring themselves and their family here. They got to spend a bunch of more money. They can't just, come over here on a visa and just stay past or walk across. They do it the right way. So
absolutely.
I'm with. But people that come here illegally are taking advantage of the system, and it's not right. I understand people might be doing well. Hold on. People could be doing well, and that's fine. But you got to come here legally. Now, to kids that come here, it's not their fault. I understand. But they got to go. Simple. The whole family got to go. And it's not right that you're brought here illegally without your consent when you were a child. But hey, whose fault is that? It's not mine. The American people should have to be dealing with that. The legal immigrants, I got nothing but love for. I got love for everybody. But the legal immigrants, that's who I'm going to support. Not the illegal immigrants. I don't got a problem with you personally. I don't know you. I'm talking about legality. If I committed a crime, it don't really matter. Anybody going to say, oh, you were a kid. You could be 14 years old and get sent to the joint as an adult and do life. Nobody's caring about you being young.
Criminals for coming here against her will at 6 years old.
Well, the parents
It's
should.
not like we have the option. Like, people make it seem like, okay, well, you're like, right now I'm 24, right? So people will argue to me like, oh, well, you're not 6 years old anymore, of course. And if I had a chance or a way to apply and do that process like everybody else did, because I feel like that's the fair way. I didn't make the decision. I was 6. You get me? So if I had the option now to say, hey, fuck, I got to get in this line like everybody else and wait my 2 years, you know, to do it the right way and be able to even, like, I can't even go overseas and see my mother. You get me? Because they put restrictions on us. It's not like we're just living this free life. No, we're living to pay taxes and pay our USCIS fees, but we don't get privileges. I can't even travel internationally.
So I know this has been a great conversation, but okay, hold on. Because we got small amount of time. So small amount of time. So my last point, then I got to get to some more calls because we've been on for a long time. My last point is, I was asking you earlier about taking advantage of the situation. You said that you can't take advantage of it. You can't manipulate it. How can you not take advantage of it and manipulate the situation?
How can you?
How can you not? I was saying that people will come over here, bring their kids when they're very young, and
I'm
then
talking about DACA recipients. We cannot commit crimes.
No. That's not what I'm saying. My point is the parents that will bring their kids when they're very young to come over here, and then the kids will be able to grow up.
Talk about that. I told you that's wrong, and it shouldn't be done.
So my point is that hold on, caller, listen. My point is that the parents will bring their kids over here when they're very young to take advantage of the DACA program. Did you hear me?
They cannot.
Now, why can't they?
Listen, sir. In 2019, nobody can apply for DACA. DACA is something that you could have only applied for if you were in this country, I think, by 2006. After that, there's a cutoff. Nobody else could apply. So
okay, that's what I was asking you. That's what I was asking you.
It doesn't. There's no thing. There's so many conspiracies and misconceptions, and we're not bad people. Like,
all right, I got you. I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I gotta get to some more calls. This has been a good call. You gotta call back sometime. All right, take care. Wow, selfish person. I mean, you can't just be on the show for like 20 minutes and then not even really be satisfied that you didn't get enough time on the show. But look, if you here illegally, then you got to bounce. It might not be your fault, whatever the case may be. It don't matter. I know legal immigrants that have come here, people waiting 20, 30 years to come to bring their family. People will leave their wives and their kids overseas. I mean, it's not your fault, but it's not my fault either. So we at an impasse. So what you want to do? Simple as that. I know legal immigrants that are coming over here doing well, contributing to society in the real and positive way. You know, it can't just be, oh, me. Nah, man. You know, it is what it is. I send everybody back that's here illegally. You can't just say, well, yes, I'm illegal. Yes, I'm not. I don't have my valid status as an American. But so what? I'm going to do what I want. But let me get to the next call. 203 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, how you doing tonight, sir?
Everything's great, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, this is Kevin from Connecticut. My thing is that it seems like they're talking about abuse of power, but like I said last time I talked to you, almost every one of them is basically all the leaders of like Congress that are in chamber, right? That is in House. A majority of them is from California and New York.
That's right.
And they've been there since '98. And on top of that, they said that when the Republicans were going to impeaching Clinton, they were saying that Nadler and Pelosi and the Wicked Witch of the West, she was saying that that they're trying to take the votes away. But that's what they're doing right now. And I have that same thing going down in my state over there in West Hartford. You following?
I'm with you.
And the thing is like, check this out. And with this illegal immigration, because it kind of hits home to me, because I have a friend that lives in Virginia, and they're starting you probably heard about the Second Amendment sanctuaries, right?
Oh, of course, yes.
In Virginia.
Yes.
Right? Now I think it's starting to go to somewhere else now too. And it's getting hit hard there because they went blue. But I come to find out the ones that put these people in office were actually the black people, because they actually thought that they were going to bring gun control. But they basically sugar-coated their gun control with like, I'm just gonna, with like gun control laws, but it was really gun confiscation, and they actually thinking about using a National Guard. So that's why they started their own militia out there.
Well, the problem with Virginia is, I mean, the black folks going to vote Democrat regardless, pretty much in Virginia. That ain't the issue with Virginia. Is the liberals that have come there from other parts of the country in Washington D.C. and that metro area. 33% of Virginia's population is in Northern Virginia. That's the problem. That's where all this emanates from. A lot of these people, a lot of these politicians come from D.C. You have swamp rats that have pretty much spread out into Virginia. That's the problem.
And the thing too is with the immigration is, like, I'm sure you've seen how they were walking all out it was like for blocks. It was like going to like a Trump rally.
Yeah, I saw that in New York City with the ID.
New Jersey too.
Yeah, Jersey.
And the thing is that my friend, right? He works. He's a truck driver for a company in Virginia, and basically what happened is that he was trying to get insurance, but it would cost him like $9,000 a year just to cover, his wife and his stepkids, that he married into.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you know what? I might as well cut my hours to work and just get on their government assistance, and because it will benefit him more for him being on that than anything else. But then you have these illegals coming over. They're getting driver's licenses. They're getting Medicaid. They're getting food stamps. They're getting housing, and not only are they getting housing, but they're getting it's furnished housing already.
Yes.
Okay. When they get into these places, it's already furnished with furniture.
Right.
So my question is, if they love America so much, then how come we become second-class citizens?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, you're an American citizen, and you have to jump through more hoops to be able to achieve the American dream than somebody that's not even here in a legal status. It's not right. It's unfair. And people on the outside seeing this are going to be like, wow, is that America? I can just go over there. And what's the incentive for a person that is trying to come here as an immigrant? What's the incentive to come here legally? They can come here illegally and get better benefits as a result.
Yeah, they have no. The thing is that they have no benefit. Like I was telling my friend earlier today, they have no benefit. Let's say I'm already getting stuff for free. Why am I going to qualify to be legal?
Right.
So but then the thing is, you have people that are coming over here that are trying to get their relatives or their wives or whoever over here, or to come over here, and they have to pay to get in. All right, but they're still waiting in line. So why is it all right for them to jump over the line, and then people are still waiting to get in?
Yeah.
Like it's not fair. And the thing with all this Trump thing is that when they impeach Trump, it's going to, think about it, once it happens and then it's been thrown out of Senate, now it's going to be kind of hard for him now to get any more judges in the seats that he needs, because they're going to look at him like, why are we going to do this? We already impeached him already. So he's going to have that stink on him.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue. But he's done so much. He's basically the great white Hulk for the black people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You say it's going to do
Not
what now?
Not only for them, but for the whole America.
Yeah.
But my question's always been, why are you voting? Like, if somebody's a black person, why are they voting for a Democrat that their whole party is basically against them?
It just, people just get caught up in manipulation. People get tricked into doing certain things. It's a cultural thing that goes on. That's pretty much what it is. It's kind of a long thing.
They started the Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, people don't really want to hear it, you know. But it needs to be a story that's told. I don't mean to cut you off right here, but I'm gonna try to get to a couple more calls before I wrap on up for the night, man. So thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate
All right,
you.
Thank you, man. God bless.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, shout out to the caller. Let me get to the next call here. Alrighty, let's go. All right, Nippin, what's happening?
Oh, I'm going to say it once, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it until it gets to their head. You might have impeached Donald Trump, yes, but impeachment does not mean removal from office.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Remember the last time a president got impeached? They won the next election by a greater margin.
I see. People don't really want to understand what's going on here, but they're gonna see when it's all said and done in 2020 when he gets reelected by a landslide. I think right now the leading candidate is Joe Biden, and he didn't look too well, so it's going to be really ugly for them on the left.
Look, I'm subscribed to a liberal YouTuber, and even he is saying there's no chance the Democrats are going to beat Trump.
Yeah, they know it. The Democratic Party knows it as well. That's why they're trying to do this whole impeachment thing, because they know they don't have anybody to actually beat Trump in 2020, so they already know what time it is.
Democrats, they remind me of a certain group of sports fans who are so delusional in their own team's history. They think they're really good, but they're really irrelevant.
Right.
That's who they remind me of. Have you heard of a football team called Arsenal FC?
I've heard of them, yes.
Yeah, they're no longer a relevant club, despite having all the success and all the titles.
Right.
But they're no longer relevant because they haven't won anything in the lot, and they haven't been relevant for the past few years, and their fans are still deluded enough to think they're the best team in England.
Right.
So that's who Democrats remind me of. Delusional sports fans.
I'm with you, man.
So, an illegal immigrant decided they would fake their own kidnapping.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if they're illegal yet. But my question was, they illegal? They might be, because if the mother was trying to go back to Honduras, my question is, why would you want to go back to Honduras? You made it to America. Why are you leaving? I don't understand. What's going on?
Some things are just weird.
Some things are weird, yes.
Yeah. And, I watched a video on Paul Joseph Watson reacting to mad leftists having a meltdown over the UK election. One of them was, they're always like, oh, a vote for Boris Johnson is a vote for the upper class. When the majority, Labour lost a number of seats in London, and the number of seats they kept were ironically, or should I say not ironically, in the whitest and the richest parts of London.
Of course.
That's the places Labour managed to keep hold of.
Of course,
they claim they're for the working class.
That's.
They claim they're for the working class, yet they won the richest parts of London, like Islington North. That's one of the richest parts in London.
That's right.
And and Labour won that area.
Right.
So, and Trump has officially been impeached. This is actually helping us. This impeachment is actually helping us.
I mean, it's going to help Trump. He's out there right now in Michigan
That's what I meant
campaigning
by
on
us.
it.
That's what I meant by us.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I see Trump winning by more than 400 electoral votes. Yeah, you heard me.
Okay. 400
electoral votes.
You're pretty confident about that. Yeah.
He's going to keep the Rust Belt. He's going to keep Michigan. He's going to keep Wisconsin. He might pick up Minnesota. He might even pick up all of Maine.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yes, so what else was there? Boris Johnson has so many memes now. Like there's one meme going around saying, wasn't Boris Johnson going to sell the NHS? Minutes after he said he was going to up the spending on the NHS.
I'm not sure.
And then I saw a video of this girl saying she wishes to be a doctor, and then at the same time wishes Boris Johnson a painful death. What? I'm sorry. Did I just hear someone say they want to be a doctor, but they wish a painful death upon someone?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I'm sorry. I mean, even if I was violently ill in a hospital and I saw that person, I would run away.
Yeah, stay away from me. I don't want you to be anywhere near me if that's your mindset.
Exactly. Yeah, and that person was everything. She was the epitome of a leftist. Went to a posh school, spoke with a posh dialect, and blames the Tories for losing the future. And then the socialists have the audacity to say the older generation has taken away the... Do you know what the older generation actually went through? They've fought through wars. They went to Vietnam. They went to World War II. They went to the D-Day landings. Do you have any idea how much the older generation went through to keep you where you are right now? You have all this nice food, nice housing, nice everything, nice clothes. That's because the older racists fought for it.
That's right, man. But hey, I gotta go wrap up the show right here, man. We gotta get to the end, and
yeah,
I
just thought I'd get this rant off my chest.
Oh, it's all good, man. I appreciate you for your call as always.
So yeah, I shall see you on Sunday.
I'll see you then.
Yes, Saturday your time, Sunday my time.
Saturday my time, Sunday your time. That's right.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
All right then.
Peace.
All right, great call from my man Nippin. I most certainly appreciate him. And the show is coming to an end. Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna try to get one more call in here. Hold on. 828, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi there. This is Janie from North Carolina. How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I wrote down what I was going to say, and I know you're really pressed for time, but I just saw coming across the TV that they're voting right now to table the impeachment.
Yes, I saw that.
Isn't that crazy? After all they've been through, all the lying that they've done, now they may not send it to the Senate, which, I mean, they know that it's not going to pass when it gets there. But I don't understand that, Mitch McConnell had said yesterday, that if it, once it makes it to the Senate, that they'll just vote it down, and be done with it. And I think, why are you doing that? Because now would be the Republicans' time to show really how corrupt the Democrats really are.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. Bring everybody out, do the trial, and have it publicly.
Yeah, I think so too. Instead of saying, "Oh, well, we can take the vote and we can table that really quick," there's no need to do that. And then Chuck Schumer gets on TV whining about how he don't think the trial would be fair in the Senate anyway. And I'm thinking, really? After the House and the Judiciary Committee, have made it one-sided thus far, now you're going to get up there and whine that you're not going to be treated fairly in the Senate. Well, that's just stupid. But, and then I thought about, besides, Biden's quid pro quo, there was a time, and they proved it to be a fact, that Obama had the IRS looking into his opponents and people from the other sides, getting them audited for people who were not, going along with his views and points, which is almost the same thing or worse than what they're trying to say Trump did. It's crazy. And then I saw this Democrat representative from Florida who was a judge that was convicted of corruption and removed, and then won a seat in the House, and stood up before the committee today and says, "No one is above the law." And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you're a convicted judge thrown out of court. How are you even there? But that was all I was going to say. Last time I got cut off, I don't know. Sometimes I think YouTube messes with me.
Yeah, they might be. I don't know what's going on.
But I appreciate you, and I appreciate all you do, and you've had great callers tonight, and I don't know. I think Ivan just makes up stuff in his head. It's like, let it go. Russia's over. It's done with. But you have a good night and a very Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to everyone in the chat and to all the callers, because you do us all a great favor by having your show.
Thank you for the call.
So much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Shout out to everybody that has called in tonight, but I gotta go. If you were not able to get into the show, I'm sorry. Call me to not tomorrow, but Saturday live on the show. And I appreciate y'all for being here 1,000%. But I gotta go and wrap it on up, put a nice bow on the top. Shout out to everybody that's been here. Shout out to all the people that have called. I appreciate the debates, the green calls, the short calls, the long calls, everything in between. Everybody in the chat, you guys have been great. Shout out to the super chatters. I got a few more to read. Then I'm gonna go to wrap it on up. Shout out to Neurogasm, who says, wrap up this show with a nice bow on top. There it is. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Okie Mexican, who says, keep it rocking, ABL. Hey, will do, boss. You already know what the time it is. Thank you for that. Shout out to Mark Zabala, who says, lady, me and my family waited in line for 10 years. We came all the way from the Philippines. Quit making excuses. That's to the Haitian young lady that was talking about being a DACA recipient. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to all the Filipinos. Love you guys and your food. Fantastic. Shout out to Big D's, who says, hold on. The first one was Trump 2020, ABL 2024. Great job as usual. Keep up the great work. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. And it's another one to fix the first one, so I understand what it is. Shout out to you for both of your donations. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Milos, who says, I wanted to say hi before I go to work. Keep it up. And thank you for that, Milos, man. Definitely appreciate you. And shout out to my man Sushi, who says, breaking news, Nancy Pelosi is saying she may not send articles of impeachment to the Senate. That's what Jenny was just talking about, tabling the articles. But my question would be, okay, what's going to be next? You're not going to send the articles of impeachment, so we're not going to have the trial at all? What's going to happen? But thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you to Blue Ringed Octopus, who says the Democrats have just woken up a giant. 100%. Thank you for that. Shout out to Mandatory Carrier, who says, keep fighting. Donnie's an a-hole, but we didn't elect him president of Mr. Rogers, HOA. Rise up. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Michael, who says, made a donation to the Trump campaign today in honor of his impeachment. Hey, thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you for your donation. And speaking about Trump's campaign and donations, Trump made $5 million today in his campaign. $5 million today. Have any Democrats on the opposing side trying to become the president raised $5 million in total? I mean, I don't know what their fundraising is looking like, but it can't really be as good as Donald Trump's. But thank you for your donation. Shout out to Faith, who said, correction, ABL. I just got the info on that site. The information is a lie. It's a liberal hoax site. No such law exists. Fake news. Talking about that extra term, the 3 years or whatever. Thank you for that, Faith. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to everybody for calling in tonight, your super chats, your membership. Shout out to all the new members. And I think that will be a wrap for tonight. And I will see you guys next time. I'll be live again Saturday from 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.